Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Tige Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Tige Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 five-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tige Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Tige Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off the first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
Going on, family? Welcome to Lapeef-ing Sundays. I'm going to introduce the crew. We got Miss Take, Sean, Jay, a story to tell, One Country Cookie, Inc., myself, and Lapeef Jr. Welcome to Lapeef-ing Sunday. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Doing good. How y'all doing?
I'm good.
No complaints. No complaints.
What's going on, good black people?
Still going on with you? You seen any of the games, Hank?
You said what,
Happy
big brother?
Sunday, everybody.
How you doing, Mistaken?
Good.
What'd you say, Jay? I didn't hear you.
No, I said you saw any of the college football games.
Yeah, it cost me some change.
That was yesterday, but I hope you weren't betting on the wrong teams.
Yeah, it cost me some change. That's why I said that, Cookie.
I understand, man.
Give me 1 second. Let me try to get this camera to focus.
It happens.
All right.
No. What? You know, I do some of them prop bets, so I took like the first halves.
Yeah.
Who'd you pick?
One of them was well, the one that shut all my whole shit down was Oklahoma.
I could have told you they was gonna lose that game.
You need to stop this shit, Cookie. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
You realize what the odds was? Since you know this, you need to start telling me then.
You the one put me on. I figured you was the expert.
Yeah, but man, I didn't see that coming.
I want some money but this is the thing. If you watch week after week, people were kept exposing Oklahoma.
Well, yeah, but I thought they could at least be leading by 4.5 at halftime. That's some bullshit.
Well, yeah, that was.
That's all I
bet the whole game.
No, I didn't do that. I knew how they was, so I knew they weren't gonna cover no 8.5. But I just need to lead by 4.5 by halftime. If you could do that, 7-0. Give me 7-0. I mean, come on, man.
I just took the Penn State over, man.
And you know the bad thing about it, you know the one miss will screw up everything, and that's the only one I missed on. Everything else hit at halftime.
Yeah. They'll only take one.
And it was an early game, so it just killed my mood. Like,
the whole day gone. Because they lost early. Like that happened early.
Yeah, so it is what it is. So.
Did you see that Fury?
We'll see what happens today.
I put my money on them.
Did you see the Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou?
I think that boy got robbed.
He got robbed, yeah.
But look, the thing I hate, the fights they supposed to get on they supposed to start the fight at 5:45. Dude, they took an hour worth of entertainment and show.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this a concert?
I mean, you gotta understand, man.
Maybe they making it worth your money.
I mean, for a sports fan, you don't want to see that. You want to get
you don't. Just like I don't want to see Taylor Swift today.
But for a casual, they had a little baby. They got, gotta have a concert before the main event. Like that was silly.
We're gonna see Taylor Swift.
JL, man.
Every Kansas City Chief game.
Well, they don't have to. They just gonna show her in the booth, but man, to take a whole hour.
It's still annoying.
Of
they could be showing replays.
That's all they show. One verse of a song, and then they show the same dude. This couple dudes. Well, I don't know. It's one of the babies.
Yeah, little baby.
I don't know which one it is. So one of the babiys was on the stage.
One of the babies.
He was up twice. And then this dude won't keep saying Lottie Dottie. I'm like, what the shit? I don't know. Maybe he was a local rapper in the country. I don't know. He was trash.
African dude.
Yeah, he looked like he's about 60 years old trying to piece to the young cats. I'm like, dude, you need to retire. You know what I'm saying? You need to go hang that microphone up and start.
That's what Andre Theta 3000 said. He's like, once you're not hip no more, you need to start rapping.
He needs to rap on the retirement tour. You know, I expect to see him with the OJs and the Dales.
Andre 3000 walking around playing a flute.
Relate to those groups right there. Mistaken. She act like she can't hear nobody. God damn.
Who? What'd you say?
I said Mistaken can relate to them groups, OJs and the Dales.
That was before my time.
Whatever, Mistaken. I know that's right. Is it being shady?
Shonda. Boy, put your old man glasses on.
Look, I need them. I'm 48. I need them.
You know, being shady. It's not even close.
That was just totally disrespectful. And I'm sorry, man.
What you do this weekend, being Shonda?
Being Shonda.
Being Shonda, my fault.
Well, actually, I just relax mostly. My son plays high school football, so Friday, and it's like the next day on Saturdays, and it's all set up. We lost too, so.
Shit, they getting ready for playoffs, ain't they? I'm assuming where you at. I don't know. Yes,
regionals begin. Next week we have a break. Then it's that following week. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
JR, your camera's still picking up your emoji in the back.
I think I
think it's famous. I'm trying to get it to not focus on that, but it just keep wanting to focus. I guess I think that's me.
And you know what's crazy? JR showed me how to use my camera, man.
I don't know what's going on, man. I can't get it to focus on me.
Hey, you know, y'all say that, and I was going to ask. I was looking at a nice little setup in Best Buy the other day, but I'm like, let me hold off before I make this purchase. I need to ask some questions. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, we're gonna go ahead and get it started, man. I appreciate everybody's patience. I'm trying to get a clear focus. Don't seem to be working, but it's all good. We're gonna go ahead and get this show rolling. Shout out to all my green gang that's in the chat. Sharon D. Berry, salute to you. Hink in the Basement's in the chat as well. If you want to become part of Green Gang, that link is pinned to the top of the chat. Come on over and go green. Stay tuned, man. I'm working on a beer product. Actually been using it. I got some compliments yesterday, as a matter of fact, on the shine. So I'm working on the fragrance part of it, getting it right for the men, but it's going to be something special. So y'all make sure y'all look out for that. Also, shout out to the sponsor, T-Challenge Uncomplicated Skincare for Men, 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description. While you're taking care of your hair, make sure you take care of your skin. And Philly Tea, as I always say, man, Tea really works. I use it daily, morning and evening. But if you want to feel special and want that skin to sizzle the right way, then feel free to feel it midday as well. Feel that tease, y'all. Feel that tease. Let's go ahead and get this show started. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It is very important. It says I ran across this video this morning, and I thought it was a powerful conversation. I was able to find the entire conversation, which is 12 minutes. We're going to go ahead and break that down. I haven't watched it in its entirety, but I did see the clip that most people have seen. So this is going to be new to me as it is to you. So just bear with us. I'll probably stop periodically, like 2-minute minimum, so we can go ahead and comb through it. One of the things that was brought up in that conversation was, is there a difference between male and man? Is there a difference between male and man, Hannah?
I would say yes. Because it takes, anybody could be mature in age, but when it comes to growth, you have to learn each time. So if you're not learning from each experience and you're stagnant, you're still a male. You can't I think a man takes that growth and learn from it, from that experience.
I think male is a gender, and what was the other one?
Male versus man.
Man is an experience, like a duty, activity.
I agree. I was going to plead the fifth because of all of the letters surrounding it, but I agree with Jay's definition.
Anybody else want to add? I mean, personally, I think everybody's, if you're a male, you're born a male, right? I think man or manhood is something that is groomed, something that is developed. I don't think everybody's a man. I think everybody goal should be a man, but I think it's just something that you have to kind of grasp and get an understanding. And every man is different. I think every man is alike. I think society has painted a picture as to who they deem a man is. And sometimes, depending on a relationship you get in or the people that you're around, they may have a different definition of what a man is to them. So I don't think there's a universal definition. It may be something up in Webster or encyclopedia that can break it down. But in my opinion, a man is something that you seek to be and you execute. Anybody else want to add anything else? Go ahead, Ms. Taken.
I think they're one and the same. However, I think there are different types, right? So I think the male, like kind of going on what Jay was saying, a male is your gender. And then I think a man is based on the social roles, like how well you live up to the social roles and identities that society says this is what a man does, or this is what a man is. It doesn't necessarily, it encompasses the biological aspect, but also the social and cultural aspect as well. That's just, what I look at. So I do think you could be, you're both man and male. However, I think the type of man you are is what differentiates different ones.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell this story. One of my friends he's homosexual, and he's probably more man than a lot of males that I have met in my life. And I say that confidently because of the way that he carries himself and the way that he takes care of his household. So I guess the more I think about it, the more it is separated, because he's a male, but he's gay, but he's also the epitome of a man as well, if that makes sense.
That's why I think for me, that's why I say it's along these social and cultural roles that are how you function within the social and cultural roles that are provided. So that thinking of someone who is a homosexual male, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not also being a leader of the home or being involved with his kids or having a vision for the way the family would, the family would go. Whether I agree with their choice is one thing, but how they measure up and how they live out their lives is something completely different. So that's why I say you can be a male and all males can be men, right? It's just the different types that I think most of us have issues with.
Yeah. He's not no man because he doesn't identify that as.
He identifies as a man. Don't do that.
He doesn't.
And when we go out, I feel so safe with him. It's just a sexual preference for him, and y'all always going around talking about how much sex don't mean nothing. So I don't understand how just because he like to have sex with men, he not a man. He's very protective.
A male is a male, regardless of their sexuality.
I didn't say he wasn't a male. I didn't say he wasn't a male because he's a male. He came out as a boy, and as though he's a male. But
it's several men that have challenged that and got put flat on their back. So we can agree to disagree, Hank.
Because that's how he liked his man. He liked his man flat on the back. He was more on the top guy. He's more of a dominant guy. That's his preference. I mean, but
it is what it is.
I'm gonna stay out of this. I'm gonna let y'all ladies
Let me ask you a question, Hank.
Keep it at that.
Are there men in jail?
You said what?
Are there men in jail?
Yeah, there's some men in jail.
You know where I'm headed?
How many are in jail?
They choose to cross over. Then they questionable. They sketchy men.
When you say questionable, you talking about in terms of sexuality.
Yes.
But would they be considered? No. So they would no longer be considered men.
Once you cross over,
you're gay. Once you cross over, you're gay. I'm not saying you're not a man, but you're gay.
You're a male. You're definitely a male. You was born a male, but you're not no man. You carry yourself differently.
Then y'all gotta stop saying that sex don't mean nothing and blah blah blah, because apparently it does.
And that's not necessarily true, because if a man doesn't necessarily let you know that they are homosexual and they just are who they are.
You don't have to. I don't care if you identify. You identify with. You are what you are.
Right. With some men who are homosexual or who identify as being gay or what have you, and they don't share that with you, but they are interested in the same things that you are, move the same way that you are. The only difference is their choice in who they decide to be with. So if they never shared that with you, you would consider them a man. So the only differentiation, I guess, with you is all of aligning with all of the social norms of social and cultural norms that you identify as a man. Plus the other addition to that is it has to be heterosexual. So for you, it's
that's not true. No, that's not true.
I'm asking.
Okay, and I said that's not true. So now let me explain why. If you are not somebody who takes care of his business, I don't consider you a man. You're a boy. You just
what does take care of your business mean? And the reason I say that is because you could be gay and taking care of your business. So does that now not
identify as a man? No. Look, if you identify as a gay person, you're not no man in my eyes, or consider that to me. I consider whatever you choose to be. You a gay person. I mean, you're a gay male person. That's what I'm gonna consider you.
So you're saying gay is a gender?
Yes.
Nah, bro.
You're just gay. You're a gay person. I don't want to put you in a man category. I don't consider you a man.
I mean, to say that. So, all right, let me ask you a question. Do you think us as men are defined by who we sleep with and how many women we conquer?
No.
Or how good we are in bed? Do you think that defines us?
No.
So if you remove that specific thing from the equation, right? Whether we, blowing backs out, et cetera, if you remove that from the equation and it's just deeds and, actions and what you're doing for your family and taking care of your character and taking care of your family, what's the difference? I'm, you know what I'm saying? I understand how you feel, but I'm just saying when we break down the actual facts, like.
Again, I wasn't able to explain what I consider a man is because everybody else wanted to have their say so. I guess because I said, a gay person, I don't consider them a man. I consider you as a gay person, an individual, whatever. Because you to me, you could fall on each side of the fence. You don't want to pick a side, so it's obvious I'm gonna pick a side for you. I'm gonna put you over with the ladies because that's what you choose to act, carry yourself, and move and operate like one.
Never mind.
So even the men that act like men and appear to be leaders that's down low and you don't know they're gay, but you see them as physically as a man, you would still put them in a woman's category.
Yes, once you come off like that, yes, I would.
All right.
Now, I ain't gonna disrespect you.
Remember,
down to you. I'm gonna give you the same respect as I do everybody else. But I just know what you are.
Remember a few weeks ago, Hank, when I was telling you like the fraternity story, how gay people in my fraternity, and I was going to this party. However, it was a little too late. So the dude, you know, it told me, yo, don't come over here. And his gay shit popping off. You need to fall back. That's a man to me. You know what I'm saying? He let me know, yo, you coming where is some stuff going on that you not into. So fall back. I look at that as a man. You know what I'm saying? He could have easily let me roll up in there. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, nah, you know, shit is going on. So don't come here. I look at that. He earned my respect as a man because that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's a difference. I think it's how people deal with you. You know what I'm saying? There could be somebody that you interacted with, you had no clue. And that guy, that particular guy that I'm thinking about, showed me the difference. Because the rest of them, they weren't necessarily like that. They were probably more what you're speaking on. With him, it was like, yo, nah, nigga, don't come here.
Well,
And
Jay, how do you feel about men that are straight but may have a gay friend? But just, you know, it's like they are confident in themselves that it doesn't matter if they're doing what they're doing, they are still straight. Like, do you still consider those?
I think there's no such thing.
Okay.
I think it's no such thing as my fault.
Yeah, Jay, you only a half a step from the dark side with me, brother. You might as well come on over here. Don't keep trying to be politically correct with this bullshit.
I think it's no such thing as a straight man being friends with a gay man.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Allow the ladies to have this. Allow them to get their male attention from them dudes, and we'll be about our business. That's what they need.
So I just have a question for you, Jay, based on what you just said. So if you, let's say, had a family member that you grew up with that ended up coming out later on and y'all were tight, do you think that you will adjust the way that, you know, how you feel about that person, or hang with that person once he comes out to you? Say like y'all been like ace boon coons from day one up until the age of like 25, and then at 25 he tells you, yo bro, let me just tell you this. Do you think that would change the dynamic of your relationship with him?
I think it would, not purposefully, you know, not like, I mean, it would still be the same love there, but I think naturally, because our lifestyles are different, we would just veer apart. You know,
but how would your lifestyle be different if up until 25 y'all were still doing all of this? And that's why I specifically said as an adult age, 25, 26, y'all still go to the club together, y'all still watch games together, y'all did all of that all the way up until the age of 25, 26, and you know this is who he is. The only thing that he said was, yo bro, let me tell you, I'm this. How would your
I was gonna say that just might be a deal breaker for him.
Okay.
This might be a deal breaker. I mean, think about somebody, you find out something that they may have been like a pedophile. It's just, you find that out, it's just like, that's something that I'm not willing to deal with. You know, like we're not going in the same direction. I don't want to be around something that's like that. That's a breaking point for me. So I think it just got to just be able to accept it. I mean, think about your friends and your family. Some people you don't hang around because y'all just not aligned on, you know, where y'all are going. Just the way it is. You know, like they may not have the same interest. They may not be out to party. They may still want to be on some BS. They may still want to go out and you know, every now and then they stealing. You just don't want to be around that. I don't want to be a part of that. So you know, you don't have to be disrespectful. And I can understand Hink's point. Hink is just like, to like his definition of a man and how he sees it. That's not what he looks at as a man to be. And you can only just respect his opinion about it. You know, he's not going to be disrespectful, but it's just, that's his breaking point. It's like, look, I don't want to be around it. I don't want to see it. I don't want it in the house. I don't want to be in the house. I want my kids to see it. And he's entitled to that.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely, but I don't never want to hear you say anything else about sex don't mean nothing to Ben and da 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 da.
Whenever you ever heard
stop.
I mean, but it's
but I've never sit there and say sex not, dude. I'll be the first one to tell you I need it minimum 4 times a week. So why is that not important to me? I've never
Not
heard
that
you.
it's
You never
not
heard me sit
important
there.
that men have a certain detachment from. Don't play with
What
that.
are you talking about? Attachment? What
From
are you talking about?
sex. Somebody that's male jump in here and help me. Men have
No,
a
they
tendency.
can't help me because they ain't never heard me sit there and say that I don't
I've
care
been
about
on
sex.
several panels with you, He,
That
and
I
I'm
say
not
sex
trying
not
to
important to me.
attack you. But what I'm
No,
saying
but let me
is,
tell you what I have said.
you gonna let me speak?
I don't care about sex compared to money. Now, if it comes to that, I'll take money over sex any day. Now,
No,
maybe you heard me
there's
say that, but if you've never sit there and heard me say I don't care about sex, that's a
no.
goddamn lie.
I don't
You're. First of all, calm down.
Oh,
You're
I
not
don't have a
hearing the
problem. Let's do
context
it.
of what I'm saying.
Well,
What
go ahead
I'm
and say
saying
something.
is
I'm
when
sorry.
men are talking about when they are single and they out having sex with women, sexual encounters, some of them don't match. Like y'all can disconnect emotions from sex, right? I've heard you say that. I don't want to pull receipts on you later. But that has been said before in several panels. How men can do this and do that. We don't love her. When we cheat, we don't. It don't mean nothing. It means it's more for women to cheat. But what I'm saying
No,
is,
it's not that big of a deal to us. Is that what you're talking about?
okay. So why is it so big of a deal for a man to have sex with a
With
man?
another man?
You have the right to. But I'm just thinking
No.
about the
You said
logic.
why is
That's
it a big
all
deal
I'm
for a man to have
saying.
sex with another man?
That's all I'm saying is think about the logic. If you can disconnect it one way, why is it such a problem the
Hold
other
on.
way?
That's
I
a
mean,
big deal, man.
hey,
That's
we're
a
gonna move on. It's just nasty, big country. It's just nasty. It's nasty to me. It's
damn.
nasty. I don't want to see it out.
Hey,
Yeah, it's nasty.
All right, just make sure y'all stay out of booty holes altogether, regardless if it's attached to a male.
We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving, man. We're gonna keep it
Yes.
moving. We're gonna keep it
God
moving.
damn.
We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving. I didn't expect for this to turn into this, man. I don't know where we're going with it.
Try to be politically correct, but if you want me to get downright dirty, how I really feel about it, I will. But
Not
I'm
now.
It's okay.
shout out to the
Yeah, maybe-
network, baby.
We'll respect the channel.
Yeah, don't want to go down there. Let's just keep it moving. I didn't expect that. Hit the like button, family. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Damn, I wanted to get HR in the building. It's going a little left. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. As I said earlier, I came across this. I can't focus, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it pushing. I came across this video where there was a man that was discussing how he's a 50-50, and there was a rich man that was having a conversation and saying that a man is supposed to be able to lead up to providing for every single thing, and it comes with a different level of respect. So we're gonna go ahead and break this video down right now. I'm gonna stop every 2 minutes. If you have something to add, then just go around and speak. I'm not gonna call on everybody because some people may not have to add nothing, but we're gonna call through it. If you got an opinion, speak on it, and then we'll keep it pushing. All right. All right, here we go.
It's hard out here. And you talking about, oh, I'm not a man if I'm going 50-50 with my woman. It's hard, brother. You sitting up here, your nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Oh yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How? How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You know, you still on there. Oh yeah, man, 100%. You're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right? So what makes me not a man? Because I'm going 50-50 with my woman.
And brother, I applaud you because I understand that it is hard out here, but we are men, so we have to go harder. I'm not saying or trying to speak down to you, my brother, by any means necessary. I'm not. But I want you to be reminded of something that our fathers didn't teach us, that we must go hard and that we shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until we have direction.
But who are you to say that?
A person that cares, a person that loves you, a person that's been in your shoes and understands how it feels when we can't give our family what they truly deserve. We have to go hard. Now, give me one moment. I've been in your shoes. And when I was in your shoes, I stayed in my lane. I lived where I lived. My woman didn't work. She nurtured to the children till I got this.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. What do you guys thoughts about it?
okay, I guess I go first. I do believe I am a believer of the male leading most is I don't believe in 50-50. I believe in the man contributing financially more percent the woman. Um, Speaking for myself, I'm that woman that encourages, my man when he gets home, he's upset from work. I'm that woman to help build my man. I'm that woman and to give my man a massage, to cook meals and serve it to him and clean. But I don't feel that a man should expect so much financially from a woman, especially that woman that's helping him, motivate him to get him to that point, to that level financially. At the same time, because that's what it's going to take. I don't believe in that 50-50. I'll come back to it, but
Shonda, would you build with a man?
no. Okay, financially, emotionally, I feel like I am building with him. I'm helping him, motivate him spiritually, because a lot of men don't have that safe place to go to or that woman to lay back on. That woman is the one that's encouraging him, to help him, to motivate him to get where he's trying to be. I think that's building. It doesn't have to just be that me going to work too and we just both working hard, but I'm still doing all this, taking care of the kids and taking care of the house, cooking, and being there for you emotionally, spiritually, and financially, doing all of that too. I can't be all of that. I'm sorry, not financially too, but I could be there for you any other way, but I will do my part as far as paying, but I'm here with the kids and I'm helping them, maintaining them, doing hair. I mean, come on now. And then you still want me to go 50-50 in the household? I mean, here's the thing too. A lot of women, some women want their men to just stay home. I don't judge anybody's households, but there are some women that wants their man to stay home and they just bring home the bread, but they take care of the household and the kids. But at the same time, those women really don't respect those. Let's just be honest. They don't really respect those men like that. So
You said that they don't respect those men. Why not?
eventually that lady is going to resent him because he's not providing financially. Yeah. A lot of women, I feel secretly, that's just me speaking, do view men as if they can't help provide financially. They're not just they don't respect them. They just don't.
So this is, I've always been a firm believer in this, and this is what bothers me sometimes about this conversation, is because we so narrowly define what a man's role is. And a lot of times we put so much emphasis on the financial aspect of a man being a provider, but he's also so not just supposed to provide financially, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. All of those things encompass, in my opinion, the role of a man. And so my thing is, if he's short in one area, which the financial area, so he may be only, like he said, if I'm only making $14 an hour, the truth of the matter is that I'm not going to be able to take on all of the financial responsibility of taking care of a family. That doesn't make him less of a man because he can't do that. My job as the helpmate is to step in and be like, all right, let me cover the part that you can't. And if his part is only 50, then by default, my other part is going to be 50. But now I have to look at the other areas in which he's leading. Is he also providing me the emotional aspect that I need? And if that's a yes, then that's great. If he's providing me the spiritual guidance that I need, yep, that's great. So if he's checking off all of those other areas of provision, then I can't just only focus on that one area. And I think we have a tendency to do that. And that bothers me because men see themselves as being a provider, and they provide the focus is on a financial aspect. But then they get upset if women only focus on the financial aspect of the provision. But we're not pushing forth the other aspects of provision that a man is supposed to do. And by doing that, we narrowly define what a man is supposed to be and then judge him accordingly. And I just don't think that's fair.
Well, the reason why,
Unfortunately,
because that's why most of y'all pick the men who y'all pick now. Because most women think just like what Shonda said. Shonda, is that right? Did I pronounce it right there? Okay. Most women think like what Shonda just gave an example of. Most women do. That's all they think a man is his wallet. That's sad, but it's just what it is.
I think
Just say that. I don't want to make it look like what everything I just said was I'm looking at a man's wallet. No, it's not about that. I've been there. I've done it. I've built a man. I've been her. But at this point, yes, I've been her. You know, that man, he lost his job. And I was that woman just help cheering him up. It's okay, baby. But at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, relationships go through things. So if my man did lose his job, I'm going to be there to help build him up. I'm going to be there, you know, where it lacks. But what I'm trying to say is a man that's sitting around don't want to do nothing and not work or do anything. But at the end of the day, that I still don't feel like give me 60-40 or something. But 50-50, I'm just saying. And if I'm doing 60-40, no, I'm not all about the wallet because I'm not even saying 100%.
okay. I feel like there's levels to this that we're missing, and there's context to it. I can see both sides of those men sitting on the couch, right? So you got a guy, he's saying he makes $14 an hour, but he doing the best he can. He sound like a pretty good dude. I don't know him. But you got women that would, if he's a good man, like Miss Taken was saying, and it's something that you feel like this is for me and I love this man and I feel like he gonna be able to go get it one day. Absolutely, it's okay. It don't make him less of a man. Him sitting on that couch admitting that he can't give 100% right now is astounding. Most men want to fake it till they make it and act like they don't need anything and have their family out here struggling. Apparently, in a situation where he has a family, and it is the wife's job to help him, like whether it's your choice or not, if you're jumping into a relationship and that's not how you want to start it, but apparently that's how they're started. He's saying, bro, I can't afford to go full price right now. I do need my wife's help. And if she's willing, then absolutely that's what she should do, because that's what marriage is about. I mean, when you go in, it's a 50-50 thing with the kids, with the love. But on the flip side, with the guy that has the money to take care of the whole family, um, I get what he's saying, but it's kind of an unrealistic goal. And 70, no, more than that, like 85% of the African American households. It's just not realistic. Millionaires aren't even really that don't mean much anymore, especially with inflation. So anybody that can help and has an able body to help should help towards the household. Now, I understand women have the children and women need to, daycare is expensive. Now, if y'all do the math and sit down and be like, hey, daycare is, sorry, that is definitely my fantasy football team. If daycare is we'll spend more on daycare than we make if you went to work. So just stay at home. Those are the conversations that you need to talk about. You know what I mean? But apparently he's in a situation where he needs financial help. And if somebody loved him enough to marry him, she absolutely should help him. That's just my thoughts on that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So Jay, was you gonna go for? I know, not a problem. Okay, so there's a lot of problems with the situation. First problem is he shouldn't have had all the goddamn kids and only making $14 an hour. That's the first problem. So if you about 100% and you want me to take care of everything, ma'am, expect to see me less. expect to see me less. Don't ask me to do shit in this household. Don't ask me to deal with the kids as much as you probably would want me to, because I'm not trying to hear that. First of all, if that means you're staying home, I need for you to not only stay home doing the early adolescence of these kids' life. That means no daycare. Cool. That means you're going to homeschool them. That's what I'm telling you, man. You're going to homeschool. You have very little to no say so on how everything moves in this household. If I'm doing 100%, don't come to me complaining about some bullshit. No, you're not. That's going to be the conversation. Now, if you're willing to do this 50-50, I don't believe in 50-50, but if I have to do 50-50, you have every say so in the book. But if I'm doing 100%, you have no goddamn say so. I don't care about your opinions. It's going to matter very little to me, because I'm out here slaving and breaking my ass every goddamn day for this family. You better make this shit work. I'm going to go, and I'm going to make sure you don't have to work. You don't have to do anything. You're going to enjoy yourself, relax at home, be the best house mother, be the best housewife you could be, if that's what you want. Now, that's going to be a conversation before we get iron this thing out. Or, if you're willing, I'm all about one pot. We coming together. I'm going to bless you with my last name. We're coming together with everything. Now, I'm also a man who believes in gender roles. I'm not going to clean. I'm not going to wash dishes. I'm not going to make up the bed. I'm not going to clean the baseboards. I'm not doing none of that. But everything that needs to be done on the outside of this home, I will do. Now, if I need to fix something in this house, I will fix it, or I'll find a way to get it fixed. I will call somebody to get it fixed. You don't have to worry about nothing else outside of that household. But everything in, you're going to do. Why?
So,
because it's required of you.
One of the questions I just have for the panel real quickly. Are you guys okay, Shonda? I know you said a man's supposed to pay everything, but are you guys okay if a man pays primarily majority of the bills?
I think
And
it's under
a woman pays some?
pay it. Understand how
Yeah.
I said give me 60-40 and not 50-50. But y'all kind of taking it.
No, I was only asking. I know somebody in the chat asked about it, and that's one of the questions that I was just curious. As men, are you guys okay with paying majority? And a
Yeah,
woman
absolutely.
still feel like a man?
If the field of work that you're in just provides you with more financial, like if I, let's say for instance, was in the STEM field and my husband was in, I don't know, social work field or something like that, or teaching field, just by my way of profession, I'm going to be making more than him, right? So in that regard, I would expect that I would probably be paying more to bills. It would be stupid for me to be making way more than him and then expecting him to pay majority of the bills. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's almost rude.
In that regard, if I am making more than him, then I expect that I would be paying more of the bills. That doesn't mean that he's not contributing. He would be contributing in other way. Like Hink was saying, if he's taking care of the home out, outside, making sure things are fixed, making sure that we're safe, making sure and he's taking care of all of those other things, and he's contributing financially, but not contributing as much just based on his line of work. To me, that's still in some regard 50-50. It's just not 50-50 in the financial aspect, but it can be he given the other aspects of it. I just think we're so narrow-minded when it comes to that, and we're looking on a unrealistic situation. If majority of people are not making over $75,000, or the majority income for Black men is it like 40 something now or something like that, and Black
43.
women a little under that is like 30 something,
35.
The expectation of thinking that a person that's making a few $1,000s more than you is going to realistically be able to cover 100% of the bills, or a vast majority of the bills, is just unrealistic to me. You just have to do what is going to work in your house and not measure what your household is looking like against what everybody else tell you what your household should look like. If it works for your home, then you do that, period.
I actually agree with everything he said. even except for the part where you said 50-50, and even if you are 50-50, I just don't feel like women should be, because you said that you'll have the equal decisions. No, no, she just bringing in 50% of the bills, but I still feel like the man should lead the household, even if she bringing in 50% of the
I
money.
wish you don't lead the household, but your opinion is going to have a greater stance. I mean, you're going to have a greater input on you. If I'm 100%, you have no input.
Right. I
You say nothing
understand.
to me and be happy with every decision I make, whether it's a mistake or a success. Doesn't
Right.
matter.
But I just feel like even if it's 50-50, at some point you maybe can question him, but don't get to the point where I get to rubbernecking and that's how you end up divorced. But
Well, I disagree with that part too, because even if he is, let's say I'm an at-home wife and he's paying majority of bills or what have you, that's not leadership by saying I can't have any say so in any of the decisions either.
No mistake.
That's
I didn't say majority. I said 100%. That means
even
you don't
if
do anything but be the beautiful person that you need to be for our kids and
that's
a great sex object when I need you in the bedroom. That's
that's what
called
I'm saying.
it's the
Hank,
only thing. That's it.
that
That's it.
this is what I'm saying that I didn't agree with. I watched my grandparents. My grandfather paid 100% of everything in that home. He took care inside the home, like in terms of whatever needed to be fixed, blah, blah, blah. He put gas in my grandmother's car, made sure that 100% of everything. She did not work. But when certain decisions were made, he still discussed them with her and asked for advice or input or what do you think, blah, blah, blah. And then he moved according to not just having what he thinks, because your woman, if she's an asset, is going to allow you to see certain things that you may not see. And so he admired and looked for her feedback with certain things. And they was married over 50 plus years until he died. So when you pay, and this is why women get into these power struggles with men and feel like if I make more money, let me make more money so I can have more say so. And it shouldn't be like that. You're creating a power dynamic by saying, if I do 100% of this, you ain't got ish to say to me. And it should not be like that in a marriage. It should.
Oh yeah, that's look. If I'm paying 100%, that's how it's going to be. Now I'm gonna run across you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to do, but it's still gonna be done by me. It's still gonna get done. I don't care if you disagree with it or not. If it's going to be beneficial to this home, doesn't matter if you disagree with it. I'm gonna take the L regardless, but I'm also gonna get this win too.
I want to veer off.
But if I can avoid you taking that L by giving you information that
Hold on,
it's stuck in your head, I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm giving you guidance to say, listen, this is something that I know or something that I heard, something that I read, something that I studied, and you're still deciding to go left anyway, and then you take that L, you're not just taking that L. We all taking that L. And if I could have helped you avoid that L, then
you're not. Because financially, I'm gonna have to go back to work and try to make that money up. You're gonna sit there and look pretty and take her Junior. No, you're not taking the L like I'm taking that L. Please believe me.
I hold tight panel. That's Sean to respond. I'm gonna play a little bit more clip and then we're gonna go to Jay. Jay, you'll be next right after the clip.
Oh.
Go ahead, Sean.
No, I actually off the conversation a little bit and involve Jay. I just had a question, Jay. How do you, as a man, how does it make you feel to provide for your household? Like, even if it's more than 50%, or how just in general does it make you feel to provide for your household, your family? That's my question.
You asking me that?
Jay?
Unfortunately, I don't have a household, so I can't, give that experience. I would imagine it would make me feel good because as of right now, I don't have any kids, but I have parents that are in their 80s, which are like kids. And I feel good that I can be there. I can provide for them. I feel good doing that. So I would imagine if I had a wife and, kids, that I would enjoy that. You know what I mean? It would be a sense of pride. It would, you know, I would like to be steering the ship of a family, of a household. You know, when I was in relationships, you know, I did that and it felt good. I mean, it didn't always lead to the best results, but I enjoyed it. I just know that, you know, you have to find somebody that is working with you, not against you, you know.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit more clip, and then I'm gonna come back to you, Jay.
And I'm trying to give you the cheat code. Do what you need to do so you can feed your woman, and while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say, I'm working for $15. Now you can say, I got employees that I'm paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you, but men get so caught up in their emotions and their pride, and the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
This is coming from a rich man.
But right now
this
you're
coming
acting
from a rich
triggered.
man.
But right now you're
But this
acting
is coming
triggered.
from a
But
rich
how
man.
did I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I give you? And I'm giving you the steps. This is, if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride, brother, am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying men.
I want you guys to notice too how he has his hands positioned. The guy on the right hand side, say he had his hands closed. You can tell he's already feeling a certain type of way that this conversation is triggering him, and he's on defense right now. But just look how closed off he is.
Should be men.
But you saying we not men. You saying we not men.
Brother, any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me.
Hold on.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you.
Brother.
You think she has she ever raised her voice at you?
No.
Does she cook for you every night,
Of
brother?
course.
So she respects you, cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. All
right, this kind of goes back to what Mistaken was saying, is that I think Shonda was saying that a woman would naturally lose some form of respect if he's not holding down that household. She may not speak up on it, but secretly she's feeling a certain type of way. Where I think Mistaken said it shouldn't be that way. Interesting dialogue that they just had. Jay, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
I think first we have to, identify where we're going to live, you know what I mean? Whether it's fantasy or reality, because in fantasy, you have the dude in the red that's just saying, you're going to work these amount of hours, you're going to make this amount of money. Everybody working, busting their ass are not getting the gold pot at the end of the rainbow. That's just not, some people are busting their ass and there's no results. That's what's happening in reality. In reality, men are making what Mistaken was, saying, what, 40 to 42 a year, and women are making 38. That's what's happening in reality. I mean, you can visit fantasy, but you can't live there. A lot of, if you want to have longevity, what I'm saying? Fantasy is short, and you can visit, but you got to figure out what you want for your long term. You know what I mean? You got to think about when you 60 years old. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to still be in goddamn Macy's working in the linen department? You know what I'm saying? At 70 years old? Like, nah. But that's where reality comes in. You got to make that 40 because that's what you can get right now until more is available. And then in a lot of these conversations, you hear about what this person is providing, what that person's providing. What I don't hear a lot is overhead. What are your expenses? What is your debt? Even if you're making 40, what is your overhead? Is that drowning it out, or do you have enough to sustain your overhead? Because there are a lot of people that are talking about, I want a person to make this, I want a person to make that, so they could be a provider. 200,000, 100,000 is a number. Why do you think, and this is, I'm probably veering off, but when you have somebody that's making a bunch of money, 200,000 a year, 100,000 a year, please believe their overhead is through the roof. You understand what I'm saying? Their mortgage, their car note, et cetera, is through the roof. So they can't drop off. If they drop off, their life is in shambles. Where if you have somebody around 50, 60, and their overhead is the same it was when they were making 40 or 30, they're fine. They're in good standing, especially if they're managing their money correctly. You know what I'm saying? 401k, savings account, whatever, Roth. I never hear people talk about what their overhead is. You know, did you go to college? Did you get your PhD? Did you get your master's? You know, what's your debt looking like? Because if you putting these demands on me based upon what you had going on before me, you got to clean that up. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
my fault. I veered off a little bit. But in terms of the video, of course, a male initially is going to get defensive when you're telling him what he's not doing and not taking account for what he is doing. You know, and the guy is saying, I've been there, I've been there. I don't want to hear that, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you call yourself chastising me or telling, give me the steps. What am I doing correctly? And what could I be doing better? Show me the steps. Don't tell me I was there and I did. Yeah, you got your cute little Sergio tech suit on. Yeah, that's all good, dog. How did you get there? I'm right here. Show me what I need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to give me the steps and not scam me, show me the steps so I can make it there. Show me what I could be doing better. Don't tell me what I'm not doing better.
So Jay, you already in the dark side, brother. It's already obvious, and that's cool. And I appreciate you being welcome. Your membership is always welcome here, brother. And I don't charge a fee. But the problem is, a conversation need to be had. Lil Buddy act like he mad because he broke, to the point he ready to fight Lil Buddy any given moment because he mad he broke. He broke it in a motherfucker. And that's okay being broke, but don't stay broke. Learn how to get better. Learn how to do better. And so part of that is you need to have a conversation with your woman. Now, if you, I don't know if he has kids or multiple kids right there. That was the first mistake right then and there. Y'all chose to be broke and have kids. Yeah, you made a bad decision. So now you got to adjust your investments. You need to move your money around now. So it's too late. You wanted to go 50-50. That's cool. Now, the question need to be asked, baby, do you want to continue to go 50-50 or do you want to be a stay-at-home mama and I go to work and do it? Like I said, you're going to see me less, and these are part of the negotiation. You're going to sleep me less, and I'm going to take care of everything you need to take care of. Don't be mad at me if I come home tired. I don't want to go pick up Junior and feed him or wake him up or make sure he and do all the other things like change the diaper. I can't do it because I need my rest. I'm working 2 jobs. Yeah, on one job I'm making $14 an hour, but my other job I'm making $16 an hour, and I got to work this on the part-time. So now my weekends are hemmed up because I'm working to make sure you don't have to do 50-50. It's all on me, and I don't have no problem doing that. But these are the part of the negotiations. These are the part of the things we have to work out in this negotiation. This is what's going to have to be done. So he needs to, they need to come up with some type of financial budget. They need to sit down and have a budget plan and figure out where we can cut some costs. You know what I'm saying? We may not get to live in this 4-bedroom apartment no more. We may have to downsize to a 2-bedroom apartment if that's what it takes. We may have to live in a different type of neighborhood because we can't afford to really live in this upstanding, well-off neighborhood because financially we can't afford it. Now, we could do that. Or I could continue to go 50-50 and we can move up and get this 3-bedroom apartment in this nice, what I guess, refurbished neighborhood that they got up in the uprises. We could do that too. But what's going to happen? So the conversation going to have to be had, man. He's going to have to get some type of game plan, some type of financial conversation going with him and his old lady, and then stick to the game plan. We can't veer off his game plan, baby. We can't do this because you want nice things. Oh, because you want to keep up with your friends, Diane and Curl. You can't do that.
You know what's crazy?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What's crazy to me is like I just saw like a lot of people saying my grandfather was a simp. Sounds like he was a simp. Well, whatever. So the fact that it is crazy to me, the fact that you have a man that show and prove that the way he operated in his marriage worked. He had 4 kids. He has a legacy. All his grandkids are married. He has great grandchildren. All of them are doing well. He ended up having several properties, making way less money than we do now. Several properties that when he passed, my grandmother benefited from that. He left a legacy in his town. He left a legacy in his family. And he's a simp because he actually valued my grandmother's input on certain decisions that he made. Is crazy to me. And a lot of the people that are saying this, has either never been married or even have had failed marriages. And you're calling people who have results a simp. He was married 50 plus years before he passed. And so I think when we only focus on the financial aspect of a man being a man and we forget all of the other stuff that men do in a relationship is crazy to me. It just doesn't even make sense that would be considered a simp. But a man that makes a whole lot of money may have had 2 divorces, got children, outside of the marriage, but because he could pay all of the bills, he's the man. Like, that doesn't make sense. And when we look at the pressure that society put on men about what manhood is, so you would be willing to take 2 and 3 jobs. And then in that regard, yes, you are financially providing for your family, but you're neglecting all of the other areas just by default because you're not there. So now you're not with your kids, you're not building with your wife in terms of a connection. So that part, we don't talk about that part gets neglected as well. I can say just from personal experience, when my husband and I both began to learn to say no to our jobs in terms of putting in all of these extra hours and not getting paid for it, or putting in all of this extra work with the hopes of climbing up the ladder. It led to him having high blood pressure because he's stressed out. It led to me just being frustrated coming home and, on pins and needles because he asked me to do something and I'm tired. So I'm like, no, once we begin to prioritize us and minimize the focus on the finances, when I say our marriage just took a totally different turn. It was unbelievable because we still lived the same lifestyle that we had with less stress. We may have had to plan things out, like instead of maybe taking 3 or 4 trips a year, now maybe we are only taking 2. But we have more peace in our home. We have more love in the home. We have more connection in the home because the priority is no longer money, it's us. And y'all have to look at that as aspect as a woman too. You want your man to make all of this money, but like Hank said, what coming along with that is going to be a sacrifice of time. So you have to understand, is time more important or things? And you have to decide what's more important in your own relationship. But for me and mine, time is more important.
All right, give me a second. Let me play a little bit more of the clip and then we'll go to Hank. I see you came off, Hank.
That sounds like slavery.
No, it's not.
Brother, you got her cooking every night.
I don't have her doing anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Brother, do you know anything about emotional abuse?
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay. If I had a conversation with your woman, she'll probably start crying. They tired. They not built to go through what they're going through with you. She didn't choose you to struggle.
But again, who are you to say that?
Brother, a brother that loves you. And again, I'm trying to give you the cheat code. If you put yourself in a position, right, you work. If you have to get 2 jobs, you grind, allow your woman to do what she does in the home. If you have a business idea, you have her nurture that, hey, baby, it's going to be a little hard for the next 2 years. But if we move like this, we're going to be good. You keep saying, who am I to tell you this? A man that's been in your position. A man that has risen above your circumstances. And I'm coming back down to say, this is what you do. You're not a man until you move like this. Most males will die, never experience what it feels to be a man and to be complete respected by his women and children because he didn't step into that true king place. Brother, it's hard. I understand. It's difficult.
But do you understand though?
Brother,
do you understand?
Brother, if I didn't understand, I wouldn't.
There's no
be
way
here talking
possible
to
you could understand.
Oh, praises.
No way.
All right, go ahead, Hank.
Yeah, my man big mad about being frustrated and because he broke. And that's okay. You should be frustrated because you broke. Again, if my man's trying to give you game, you got to be receptive to it. So unfortunately, what Mistake was talking about, most women they don't have that mindset. They don't care that it's gonna work their man to death. As long as they can keep up with Joanne, Jane, Jennifer, and everybody else. That's all they care about. At the end of the day, we talked about how much pressure it is on being a man, let alone a black man. How much expectations are put on us. And they don't care about that. I said it before and I'll say it again. They look at us like an accessory. We a goddamn clutch purse. That's how most ladies look at men. What can you bring financially? The hell with the other stuff. They'll get that from their gay friend. They just care about what we can bring financially to the table. That's it.
All right. Well, Sean, do you want to add something?
When it comes to each household, all households are different. I feel like it should, as long as you have that agreement, when, like the song, understand the assignment, it's something like that. Like, just knowing what role you're playing in your relationship and go, and that's how that's how things grow. You have to. So if that man makes more, if he's, say for instance, if he is paying 100%, of course you're not going to see him much, and he's not going to be there for you physically. But that woman still needs to understand her role, and because she agreed to it, in the beginning, she agreed to, okay, well, I'm going to provide and do this at home, and I lay down, whenever you want it, baby, I got you. I'll be there for you. She agreed to be that woman to show up on his arm for events and things of that nature. So if the woman is making the most more in the household, they agreed on that. That's them. That's each household is different, and I don't judge nobody's home. And I've never been the one to try to keep up with the Joneses. But all I'm trying to say is it's more so of what you agree upon. That's something that should be discussed. Your roles in your home should be discussed between the two. Boy, baby, I'm making this amount. Sit down and talk about it. Sit down and discuss who's going to do this. That's how I feel it should be. That's the way, So if that man want to pay, oh, well, all right, I got this, I got everything. That's him. He said he wanted to do that for his home. That's just how I feel about it.
Okay, so if he says that I want to try for the NBA, so I'm going to just take the year off in condition. I'm only willing to contribute $500 for this year. As long as he had a conversation with you, are you okay with it?
So you're saying like before, like it was a different agreement in the beginning of the marriage, and then all of a sudden, oh baby, I decided I want to go play proceed.
Yeah. I mean, he's having a conversation about it. He's, bringing it to you, trying to work it out.
It's important to have that connection, that physical, that's not just physical, but that spiritual connection. Because if it was all about the financial and the mundane, that that woman, I'm sure she would just walk away. But that's
I'm asking about you. If he comes to you and said, I want to try out, I think I got a good chance to get in the G League.
Me too, but it's at the same time, it's general. you know, because I feel like that should be with anybody. If you don't have that bond spiritually, you'll lose that person. It'll break.
Okay, so let's say you do have a bond with him, and this just came left field. He's saying it may not be the entire year, it may just be like 9 months. You know, I just want to just see if I can, like, this could possibly elevate us. I got 500 that I'm gonna contribute and put in the house account. You know, can you take on the rest? Him having, as an adult, he's coming to you and saying, "Hey, this is what I want to do. I got a bigger plan for us." Are you okay with it?
I'm trying to answer your question, Jr. But
Well, I mean, you keep saying connection and spiritual.
that
A yes or no? Okay, yes or no?
question.
Okay, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Go ahead, Cookie.
All right. So same scenario. First of all, I agree with you, Hank. I wholeheartedly do. I rarely do that, but especially that bet you made yesterday. But I agree with you on what you're saying. But JR, there's so many different factors that go into that and yes or no question. Me being a coach, I'm like, let me see if this man has potential. If he come to me and be like, I want to try for the GG League, that's a dream of him. Me being sports oriented, if he has game and I feel like that is something that he could possibly be successful at, and I have a career, absolutely go try out. You know what I'm saying? Let me come on a couple of tryouts and see you. You know what I'm saying? Because then I can be like, hey, you ain't gonna make it. I'm just letting you know, Bronny out there crossing you over is some G League babies is 18. And it also depends on how old he is. I mean, if he's trying to follow this dream at 45, it's like, bruh, we're not gonna do that. Maybe we're gonna go to church, we're gonna pray about it, but 45 G League, it's not looking too good. But a young couple, he's like, right, I really think I can do this. I didn't have a good coach in high school. I'm good. And this man has talent. Absolutely. If I got a good job, please go try out for the G League because the if he fails, he can go back to what he's doing. But your benefits outweigh the what it is that you're going to be doing anyway. If you're working anyway, then let that man go try out for the G League. Why not? If he's, if it's realistic.
You just want me to answer yes or no?
Huh?
But you just want
I started my answer with yes, and then I explained why. I guess that's probably why he let me keep talking. But yes, absolutely. But there are factors.
It wasn't nothing meant to be serious. I mean, I don't really see too many people doing that, but just I was only hearing in the beginning it had to be this way, but it seemed like you kind of opened up to have a conversation if something was to come up or if that was the case. So it seemed like he was more willing in this second part of the show. But in the beginning, it was just like, no, it's no 50-50. He has to be able to provide. So that's all I was really just trying to expand on that.
I'm all digging in his pockets and he 100%. I never even said that.
Oh, yeah, my apologies. I wasn't. I know you didn't, because you did clarify that you would be more 60-40. So yeah, I wasn't trying to put that label on you. It's all good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little clip, get a refresher. Am I gonna get HR in the building? I may be in trouble today, it seems like. So
might need to get them.
Yeah, I may have to get HR in the building.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and play this clip. I'm in the hot seat though. Let me get off the screen.
How do you think that, brother?
Look at you. You on the net flashy. Yeah, man. You're not a man if you're not going 100. Your woman don't love you because you're not paying 100% of your bills.
She can't.
Who's to say that?
Brother, you will never know what it feels like to truly experience your woman until you're able to remove.
Are you with my woman?
Brother.
Are you with my woman, brother?
Brother,
are you with my woman?
Brother, listen.
Exactly.
I almost called you a woman.
You got your woman, I got mine, brother.
Brother, right now, you're dealing in high emotions. You're not even allowing me to finish my sentence, brother.
For what? You finished your sentence.
Bro, do you like Chinese food?
No.
Do you like chicken?
No.
So you don't like nothing?
No.
Brother, shut up. Let me give you a gem, right? It's a gem, brother, please. And may you take this with a divine understanding heart, because I know how sometimes when we get triggered, we can't hear the love in a message because we feel triggered, we feel ashamed. But I'm saying this, if you truly love your woman, right? If you truly care for her, all I'm saying is go hard for her. And you going hard for her won't last. I know some brothers might be like, I live here, my rent's 1,400. I live here, my rent's 2,000. I live here, my rent's 5,000. I understand. But how would you be living if you didn't have that woman?
Brother. I almost called you a woman, brother. uh let's go ahead and hop into it, man. Let's go hop into it. Go ahead, mistaken.
I think sometimes some men are doing their best. Like the thing is that we don't know what the other guy's situation is. And so my thing is, if he is given 100% and his best is $16 an hour, right? Depending on where he lives, you know what I'm saying? And having her contribute as well, they can be doing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? So when I think what happens a lot of times is that when you have one person that is talking to another person and it comes across as you need to get to my level, or you're not doing this. If you do this, then you'll be like me. You know, it automatically creates an environment of, you know, defensiveness. And so like him, you like chicken? No. You like Chinese food? No. It's like at this point, he's completely shut down from even being open to the idea of what the other guy is trying to say, because he's feeling judged. And the judgment is, you're not a man. And for any man, whether that comes from a woman or another man telling him he's not a man, is going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I truly think that part of it is, if it is truly working for his household and his woman don't mind being his helpmate by contributing 50% of the finances, and is working and they're happy and they're thriving in their situation, then as a lead, as a head of the home, he's doing right. He's doing right by his household. Now the difference is that if he is, let's say, not content with where he's at and wants to do better, then it's on him to make sure that happens. He needs to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we end up not understanding the difference between being content and being complacent. Now, if he's in a place where of complacency, where he's like, you know what, this is all I'm going to do, even though he really wants to do better, wants to provide more, then that's on him. He needs to make sure that he figure out a plan so he can do better and put himself in a position of what it is that he wants to do. But as the woman, she shouldn't, I guess, make him feel less than a man if he is, you know, doing what he can. I've seen women in my own family who've made way more money than their husbands, or not even just made money, where their husbands couldn't work at all. And they never felt less than a man because they didn't marry their husbands based on the amount that he made. They looked at other attributes that he had. And I mean, he still made financial decisions in their home. You know what I'm saying? He still had say so on what happened in the home, even though they were the primary breadwinners, because there's a level of respect. Respect doesn't change based on, or it shouldn't. Let me say that. It shouldn't change based on how much money you have or don't have. And that's across the board, whether it's in your relationship or with people that you deal with. Respect is respect. So, I mean, that's where I'm at on that.
I don't know. I think Shauna wanted to add some. Go ahead, Shauna.
Oh no, but I guess I can rebuttal a little bit on it. Now, as far as the video, I see where the guy was in defense. Because he wasn't. I think that part of being a man, if we go back to our beginning conversation, is allowing yourself to be open to listen and hear, and learn. Because the man that is established now, he was trying to let him know at the same time what it took for him to get there where he is. He wasn't always sitting pretty where he is right now. He was trying to let him know, hey, these are the. I think he was trying to let him know the steps of how he got there. But the guy was just so trying to chop him off everything with everything he said. So I can see both sides, because it's hard to allow yourself to open up and understand the man that is filling those big shoes, and he's already sitting where this man who is making the minimum is wanting to sit. So I can understand, like, you kind of don't think that person could see or understand what you're going through. But if I've already been through it and experienced it, I get it, and I think that's what he was trying to say at the same time. He understood it.
See, I think like most men on a daily basis are having an internal battle with themselves, on where they should be in life, where they're at in life, what they could be doing better. They might have resentment for certain circumstances. This is all internal. It's not like they're out complaining about this, complaining about that. It's just all an internal battle that's going on in our mind. So if you truly want to be helpful, which, I'm looking at this and it kind of looks like he's talking at him, not talking to him. When he said, I'm up here and you're down here, don't ever say that to me and think that that I'm hearing anything you're saying. You understand what I'm saying? You're trying to put me down by even saying something like that. While that might be true, economically, you're in a better space. It's almost like you're trying to say you're better than me just because you're in these circumstances currently. If you want me to get to the circumstances that you're at, you have to approach that way different. You know what I mean? For the average man, you can't come at them like that because they're going to get defensive. I think you have to be a little more, if you're truly trying to be helpful, what I'm saying? If you're truly trying to give him a resolution, you have to approach it differently. You know what I mean? You can't come at no man telling him, I'm up here and you're down here. It's like, nigga, you must want to get punched in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to start this off you can't do that. You know what I mean? Especially when internally a lot of us feel like we busting our ass and then somebody comes tell us we could be doing better. We do need to hear that, but who is coming from determines a lot.
Yeah, I feel like if it was, it's maybe started out as love for another black man, but then when he saw him and his responsiveness, and his resistance to hear, because it started out with him, he just didn't want to hear nothing, like straight off the rip, the $14 dude. And then um you got to understand that the other guy is a man just as well. You know what I'm saying? He like, bro, I'm sitting here trying to give you free game. And I think they couldn't get to the levels part because the other guy was just so upset, maybe even envious, which is not much of a male trait, I guess. I don't think that I recognize of the other guy, that he just went deaf. Like when he started asking him what kind of food he like, he did that on purpose just to see if he was thinking, like, what kind of mind space is this man in? Do you like chicken? No. Do you like Chinese? No. At this point, you've turned into a female in my eyes. Like, no, no, no. Like, what? You know you like chicken. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? So my thing about it is I see both sides of the guys, and they're both just men having a conversation. But like you said, there it has to be respect and come from love. My thing is, are these guys friends, or like are they like complete strangers? I don't understand how this even got set up, but it just seems like that should be something he should be hearing from somebody that's closer to him, because he wasn't feeling this dude off the rip. He checked out of that conversation soon as he pulled up to the crib. Honestly, that's what it seemed like to me. I'm making an assumption, but that's what I feel.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, I spoke already.
Okay.
Man, I told y'all what it was. Little buddy mad because he broke. And so from the giddy up, he's been mad. So this dude act like he never been raised. I don't know where his father is or any male role model, because we know how men talk to each other. We talk to each other like that's not surprising how he's talking to coming at the man. So it's obvious he came up in a single mother household, and I feel bad for you, dog. That's your parent, your mama's fault, your daddy's fault because he wasn't around. You blame it on your parents. Don't take it out on everybody else because you broke it a motherfucker. So for him to sit there and say, that's the best I could do, making 14, that's a goddamn lie. He lied to his goddamn self. Why is it the best you can do? Now, one or two things can happen. You can either get a better job or look to get your more training or more certifications or more education to upgrade you on your current job, or you can go out here and get you a second job. Then you can sit there and say, well, I'm working 2 jobs. Okay, if you're working 2 jobs, then I can sit there and say, well, that's somewhat the best you can do, but you could do a little bit more. You just got to be willing to do that. Get off your ass and be willing to do that. Be willing off the ass to go get the certain certifications or the education or the training that you need to better yourself. Then you can sit there and say, well, I got these certifications. I got that cert. Then why are you still only making 14 and you got these certifications? What is it about you that is turning your employer off that he's not willing to take a shot on you, roll the dice with you? What are you doing, dog?
If you look at his attitude, though, it makes sense.
Well, I understand. Look at his attitude. I see why. Dude, my man in the red jumpsuit, you are talking to a woman. You are basically talking to a woman, whether you want to admit it or not. He's carrying himself. He's acting it. He's responding. His back and forth. Now, I don't like chicken. No, yeah, you're talking to a woman. You're talking to a 25-year-old woman now. So now you got to adjust your conversation as he is a woman, because that's how he's carrying himself. He don't want to hear anything because you done hurt his goddamn feelings. Man, get out of your goddamn feelings and get over that shit. Stand up to piss. Stop sitting down. You are a goddamn man. Accept what you are and move as such. Now, if you one of them other ones who done crossed over like Allen Iverson, I understand why you're moving the way you move, because now I don't see you as a goddamn man no more. You ain't. You just want a title you don't deserve. Stop this bullshit.
Let me go ahead and call to a little bit on this video. And told him to stand up.
All I'm saying is if she loves you and you love her, go hard for her. And then you say, baby, look, I'm going to go hard. You stay home. You nurture the children. You nurture the company. I'm going to focus on bringing in this money. So if you're playing your position and she's playing her position, you won't be struggling for too long. And I'm coming from a place of love, but most men have never been loved by a man.
What I'm hearing you say is overwork myself until I'm dead. I can't no longer enjoy this woman. That's what you're saying.
Is your family worth that?
That's what you're saying to me.
Is your family worth going to war for?
Of course.
So, brother, you taking on another job to provide for your family's every need.
But if I continue to work like that, I won't be able to enjoy my family.
Man, brother, your family wasn't created for your enjoyment. They were created for you to lead them and guide them to be in a better position than you. This is for your lineage, not just for your personal emotions right now. And sometimes as men, we feel neglected. Sometimes as men, we feel neglected.
You're a funny guy. You know why? You're a funny guy.
Oh, praise.
Because at the end of the day, it's a family. You know, we supposed to be together, laugh, smile, pray together.
Oh, praises.
Not me overwork myself till I have a heart attack.
But who's supposed to sacrifice?
What do you mean?
Who sacrifices for the family can strive, brother?
I'm already sacrificing.
What's that?
What do you mean?
8 hours? While your woman is sacrificing 8 hours, coming home, having sex with you, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the children.
I don't make my woman do anything that she does, brother.
What you mean? You don't have to. It's in a woman to make sure that her man
And
and
if she
her
said
children are
she didn't
good.
want to cook today, I'm gonna say, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Jay.
Nah, I just think, you know what I mean? It's just the approach, man. That's all it is, yo. It's the approach. If you're trying to, if you're trying to be helpful, man, the way that you convey the message, especially you gotta know your audience. You understand what I'm saying? You got to know your audience. One audience that may be good. That may be what they need to hear, how they need to hear it, how he's talking to them. But I mean, when dudes start off, with his arms kind of crossed, like, he's defensive. He's like, here you go, this bullshit again. You know what I mean? You have to know your audience so you know how to convey the message. That's what I say about that. But and not to say that the other dude in the jumpsuit is wrong. I definitely think if you provide a certain environment for a woman, they can be very helpful to you. They can, 10 times what you provide them or what you give them to work with. But I also do think if you bring in the wrong woman, they can destroy you. You know what I mean? But if you provide it, they'll multiply it. If you don't have shit to multiply, then you screwed, yo.
Sean, I seen you shaking your head. What were you thinking?
But I want to just say, like, the guy that's in defense, he's a child. I don't want to call him a woman, but he's still a child. Like, he just has that mindset of, I think he's so defensive because he think the way things are working now is working, and he want to keep it that way. He just want to stay in this same place because it's working like this right now. But that's not always. You always have to have that growth. You got to, you have to gain. Get there up the ladder. You can't just stay where you are. So I think that's why he was so defensive, because he's just in that same place, and he's just thinking he just goes in that same place and everything will just be okay for the rest of our lives. And having that strong woman behind him to have his back is that woman that's going to help motivate him to, get him far in life, and even growing further in life. If it's just financially, you still growing mentally, because that's still helping you. You building yourself up either way it goes. And that woman is there to help you do that as well. She should be.
All right. John the Baptist, what's up, brother?
Hey, how y'all doing today?
All right. I know you've been sitting in the back listening, man. What are your thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie, I came to the video kind of late, but when I've been listening, what I have heard, I don't like what I'm seeing in the video thus far. I think part of the problem I have with it is that no one can determine a man's path but that individual man. So when I hear language about motivate him, change him, make him do this, I think that's the wrong attitude to take when I'm not sure if they know each other or not, but if you don't know this man, if you're just talking and trying to give him advice, you just can't give that man advice. That man might be on his path. His path might be to make $14 an hour. His path may be something totally different that's not money related. And so my problem is that if a woman gets with a man that makes $14 an hour, you need to find out what his path is, what his journey is. And if that's the path that he's on, then you got to be on that path with him. Then you got to decide, can I live this life with this man? Do I want him to do more? If you want him to do more, then you might not want to get with that man. But to try to make him change up what he's supposed to be doing, make him see it a different way, no, that's a grown man. Life will make him see what he need to change. He need to make, not another woman or not another man.
Okay. Mistaken.
Okay, as I was kind of watching, I was taking a little, some notes or whatever. But one of the things that stuck out to me is how the guy in a Adidas outfit basically said, if you have to take on 2-3 jobs to take care of your family, you do what you got to do. And then the guy responds is, well, how am I going to spend time with my family? Right. So if you're doing this for your family, but then you can't be with your family, then that negates everything that you're doing is like in vain. And that's why he came back with like, well, I'm going to die to do that. And the guy's like, well, yeah, how are you going to lead if you're dead? Right? How are you going to lead if you're not there? And that's whether physically or because you're working 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? You can't lead if you're not there. That was one of the things. And then it's also about what Jay had put in the back chat in my response was about quality of life over quality of lifestyle. So if the quality of their life, now I can't speak for what's truly going on behind closed doors, but if the quality of their life is I'm able to spend time with my family, I'm able to be there for my kids, I'm able to have time, with my wife, we're able to do the things that we can do within our budget, you know what I'm saying? Then, and my wife respects me, she cooks dinner, she does all of these things. If those things are occurring, then I think he's winning. The winning doesn't have anything to necessarily do with the amount of money you have. I think as Americans, we're so focused on the materialistic things, the material things, and not the stuff that really matters. And I think if we make that mind shift, is a lot better. So that was one of the things. And then the other question is he content or is he complacent? Right? So being content means that you're satisfied in the present right now, but it doesn't preclude the fact that you have goals or that you're working towards personal growth. Being complacent means that even though you're okay right now, you have a fear or don't want to put in extra effort to move forward, even when you know that you can. So the thing is that is he complacent or is he content? If he's content, then that should be the goal for everybody, being content, being satisfied, and being okay where you are now, and still looking towards achieving goals as you move forward. But we just need to change our mindset on quality of life over quality of lifestyle. We put too much focus on lifestyle. And when you're at a, like I went to when I was at the hospital, for some of y'all who may not know, my husband had some issues a few weeks back. And when I went to the hospital, it was so sad as I'm walking through and seeing men and women both in the emergency room alone. And I was so thankful. And I know my husband was thankful that he had somebody who was able to come to him. I'm like, nope, I ain't going home. He's like, go home. I'm good. Nope, scoot over. I'm laying in this bed with you. What you need? Like, I'm in that hospital room with him. I never want him to feel like he doesn't have somebody there for him. And that's the purpose of a marriage, to feel like you have somebody with you. If my husband's working all the time, I don't have anybody with me. So again, focus on the quality of life over lifestyle.
All right, let me go ahead and play a little bit more of this video.
Okay, brother.
So again, who are you to tell me I'm not a man because I'm not going 100%?
What do you consider a man?
What do you mean?
What is a man to you?
A man that gets up, goes to work, a woman that gives his woman what he can, provides for his family what he can.
Okay. But that doesn't sound like a man. That sounds like a boy trapped in a man's body, because a man doesn't make excuses. We don't do what we can. We do what we want. We don't do what we can. We do what we want.
At, brother?
We do not, brother. We do not do what we can. We do what we want. Well, we are a reflection of God, brother. A man is a reflection of God.
Correct.
A man does for his family what he wants. A man puts in real work. A man wakes up just to serve God and his family, brother.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
And for you to die for your family, tired, is a privilege.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Yes, brother.
When you get paid,
praises,
and you paying 100%, what do you do for yourself,
brother?
What do you do for yourself, brother?
Brother, when you have a wife and you're taking care of this great woman, because you chose her.
Correct.
So you're only going to choose a great wife. You're not going to choose a evil wife unless you're an evil man.
Mm.
And when you're doing for this woman 100%, guess what this good, loving, nurturing woman going to do for you?
Mm.
She going to nurture you 100%. Now she's more softer, brother. Your food tastes better because it's filled with love. You're not looking at your woman tired. You're not looking at your woman crying because she's exhausted. You're seeing your woman smiling and having the patience, the divine understanding to play with and be with the children. She's not impatient, brother. So all I'm saying is I understand your frustration because I know it's hard out here for men. I understand it. But you gotta become more stronger and more harder than your circumstances. So if one job isn't taking care of your family, get another one. And if that one doesn't take care of your family, get another one. And then tell your wife, this is the plan, baby. I'm gonna go hard for 2 years, 3 years, but this is the plan. And if we execute this, if you nurture this correctly with the knowledge and information that I give you, we'll be successful when we get out of this situation. So again, brother, I'm just a man that loves you, and majority of us men have never had fathers.
All right, let's go ahead and keep it going. What you got on this cookie?
I mean, it sounded like he laid out a pretty solid plan. Everybody was like, he ain't got no plan. He ain't giving no plan. He's talking at him. I feel like he's talking to him like a father would. And I feel like him being satisfied with $14 an hour is absolutely a problem. And not from a woman that would date him standpoint, but like, what's your end goal, my boy? Like, what are we talking about here? $14 an hour can barely put gas in the car. You know what I mean? So, like I was saying earlier, there's levels to it, but in order to increase these levels or hop to these next lily pads to get you to your goal, sometimes you have to hear things that you don't want to hear. And I think that his problem is he don't want to hear nothing from nobody. He think everything's all good at home with his woman, and like he said, he mad because he broke, but he doesn't understand the exhaustion he's putting her through because she loves him. Women are going to take a certain amount, well, good women are going to take a certain amount of um I'm a ride for you before they start questioning the drive of the man. Like, go to a trade school. You making $14 an hour. I got students that's making 25 straight out of high school just because they're like little mechanics or whatever it is they learning to do it. So there's other ways. The fact that he's not opening up enough to even hear this man is just driving me absolutely crazy, because the delivery could have been better. I agree with Jay on that, but the man is speaking facts. He's just being an extremist. Well, I'm supposed to die. Like Heek and I said earlier, he's turned off. He's checked out. He done turned into a whole teenage girl up in that thing.
Go ahead, Sean.
Okay, now just judging by this clip, I mean, again, I do see both sides, more so of the guy and the other guy that's higher position or whatever. But now he was basically telling him at that point why he wasn't a man. So I could understand in his defense why he became defensive, because he's doing everything he needs to do as far as working. His ideal of a man in his mind is to work and pay some bills or whatever he's paying with those $14. Okay. And spend time with his family. So now if the woman, if they are in agreement with that, that's them, that's their household. If it works for them, it works for them. You get what I'm saying? So all households are different. But in their situation, if she's okay with her man just working $14 an hour for the rest of his life, and he's not trying to go to school or do something else, because in those clips, he never stated any of that. He just basically saying, this is what I do. I'm working, and I want to have time for my family. I don't want to work a lot. That's what he's saying. He didn't say, well, I'm moving towards going to school and I want to better myself. I do want to get there to your level where you are. He's saying I'm okay where I am. So if she's okay with it, that's their life. if it works out for them, that is just, it works out for them. So, but yeah, he's working and he's there with his family. So that's how he look at it, as being, so that's why I feel he became defensive about him saying, you're not a man.
Okay. John, you got something on it? Like, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, I heard from both young men. They can make their own choice how they decide, but I think that where they starting out is they make a decision predicated on how they feel, how they view the woman in their life, which I think is always the wrong decision for a young man to make, or any man to make. I think when you're starting out in life, you got to find out who you are, where you're going, what's your purpose, what's your goal, what's your morals, what's your standards, the principles, the things that you value in life. Once you understand who you are, what's important to you, until you get to that point, you're gonna be talking about women. And so that's the one thing I noticed in that video. And then the other guy in the tracksuit, he's again trying to make him be where he is in life. And you're always wrong. Anytime you talk to a young man or talking to your friends, whatever the case is, you're talking to them on the track. You talk about them, the things that they communicate to you. And so the advice you give to them is for the track that they're on. Not trying to get them where you are, because they might not, their goal might not be to get where you are. So whenever I talk to my partners, my friends, it's about, man, what's your interest? What's your hobby? What you get to, and then and then what advice I may have to make them do better, on that track. That's it. Not trying to make you do what I'm doing.
Okay. I'm gonna play a little bit more clip, and then I'm gonna go to Jay Hinkin Mistaken.
And if we did have fathers, they weren't strong, brother. We've never seen our mothers love correctly. So we're repeating what we've seen. We've seen women go hard for so long. We believe it's in their nature to go hard. The queen should never be in the battlefield.
But you're still in no place to say that a man is not a man because he's not paying 100%.
So what do you consider that, brother? Because a man is a provider.
Of course he is.
A provider 100%, brother. You can't do 50% of your job and tell me that you're a provider. You're trying to provide. So you're trying to be a
So what do you think about 70-30, since 50-50 is an issue?
Brother, do you need your woman to provide for you 30% of the time? Or are you that, excuse my language, are you that weak of a man that you can't provide for your family?
So once again, I'm not a man and I'm weak because I'm not paying 100%.
Brother,
it's hard out here, brother.
Brother, what man says it's hard?
The ones that know it is.
So what about the men that are taking care of their women? What separates you from this man?
They're just at that point already.
They're at that
point. So when
already.
I'm at that point, guess what? It's a different story.
Are you striving to take care of your woman for 100%?
Who's to say I'm not?
I'm asking.
But you can't say I'm not.
Okay, praises.
You're there saying, yeah, man,
brother,
you gotta pay.
Brother,
I'm striving for it.
Are you striving?
I'm striving for it.
So you're not the brothers I'm talking about.
But it seemed like you just on every brother.
Brother, I'm talking about the men.
You on every brother.
Man, all praises due to the Most High, man.
You seen Minister Society, right? Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit, Sharif.
Hey, brother. You know? Sometimes, brother, we just got to give all praises due to the Most High and be mindful of some of the things that come out of our mouths. So if I offended you in any way, shape, or form, I apologize. But, brother, a man is one that can uplift his family as a whole, or is striving like yourself to do that. I'm talking about the men that are comfortable living off of women. And most men are triggered because they gotten comfortable allowing women to provide for them, brother. They're not looking for wives. They're looking for mother figures. And the sad part, our women are the ones that turn these men the way they are. But why do they do that? Because they've never had a strong man to lead and guide them into the right direction, bro.
All right. Go ahead, Hank. Go to Jay.
So this is the first time I've seen this video, and I called it. Yeah, this dude was raised by a single mother. I mean, it's obvious the way he's moving, he's acting. Now, he's older than 25. I know somebody said something about 25. He's older than 25 when he made that Minister Society reference. You older than 25. You damn near 40, making that reference. So he's older than 25. So he's all the way defensive. Now, I don't agree with him saying he's less than man because he's not making that much money. I don't agree with that. And I appreciate the brother for apologizing to the man for what he's saying. If he said anything to offend him, he apologized. That's being a stand-up type dude. You know what I'm saying? A slouch, a sorry dude would have said, man, F you. You know, it is what it is. You stay in your feelings if you want to. Yeah, cats like this are have been raised by a woman who said, yeah, I can raise. A man probably told me, a woman can't raise son. Yeah, I can raise. And this is the proof that she said, well, look at my son here. Yeah, and now I see why this is your son who's talking the way he's talking. You are the woman who raised this sorry ass dude who keeps making excuses after excuses or reasonings after reasonings, throwing anything out there to say, well, you damn right. Nobody got time for that. And for man, you should always want to strive for better. I hate to hear people talking about they just content. I'm always trying to get better. I want to be the best version of Hink. I want my son to be the best version of Little Hink. And I'm gonna do what I can to help my future wife be the best version of her. My daughter be the best version, or my grandkids be the best version. I don't want them to just sit back and say, oh, I'm okay with just being mediocre. Hell no. That's what the other community want us to do. The white folks want us to do, sit back and just be okay and content with. No. Be the best version you could be. If that means $14 an hour is your best, what you consider the best version, then so be it, man. Be the best $14 working employee or employer or whatever the case may be. But strive for be the best version of yourself. And we know $14 is not the best version. You can lie to yourself all you want. That's not the best version of you. You know it's not. Now, if you're trying to, make that money in the meantime while you going back to school, getting your degree and better yourself, then okay, then man, I see you gotta go. I see you striving for something. I see you going out there trying to figure things out. Cool, I can rock with that. But dog, if you just sitting there, man, I'm good. I work my 9 to 5. I'm good. Coming home, drink my little beer, sip on my little wine or whatever the case may be, and just no, man, come on, man. And I think mistake you talking about how can you lead? You lead by example. If a man's going to hurt working every day, it's my job to lead by example. So if I set the example, my son see me going out there working, do what I need to do to make sure my family's taken care of. That's the example I'm setting for him. You got to go out there and work for yours, whether it's working in the classroom or it's working at a job or on my own or create my own business. I'm leading by example. That's the best teacher I could give you is teach you that. And now I'm gonna also come to you and reinforce why I'm doing what I'm doing. And hopefully my wife is doing the same thing. Well, why is daddy working 60 hours a week? Because daddy's going to work, take care of us, making sure we good. Making sure that I could be home and homeschooling you guys. Making sure I could be home, making sure he got a hot meal for not only himself, but for the kids. Making sure he providing a safe environment that we can live in, that we can all appreciate. That's what he's doing. And when I come home to talk to my son, man, I just put in 12 hours a day. I didn't just do it for myself. I didn't just do it for your mama. I did it for you. I did it for your sister. I did it for your little brother. Because not only me, an example of what you need to do as a man, work hard, take care of business, take care of your family, and provide a level of income for the future. Not just for current here and now, but for the future. Making the proper investments, doing the right things. That's why I do this for you. So you don't have to work as hard as I had to. You don't have to do certain things because I had to. I'm willing to make that sacrifice as a man for you.
Hey, JR, can I ask a question to him?
Yeah.
Hey, what if you can do everything you just mentioned off of $14 an hour? 9 hours a day. I'm saying 8 hours a day.
In 2023, John Baptist,
No,
I don't think so.
I'm asking you,
I got you. If you can, congratulations.
So it's not the $14 you really worried about.
No, it's
Okay,
look,
cool.
it's not it.
Okay, I
It's
just
about
make sure.
what you need to do though. As long as if $14 provide a good, safe, a reasonable household, then so be it. So be it. If it can do it, I don't think it can, but if he can do it, you can figure a way how to do it. Man, congratulations, brother. You got the secret. You got the plan. Help me out, because I'm gonna start this business. I'm only gonna pay these little some bitches $12.50 an hour. I'm saying make it work.
I think the main thing, though, Hank, that you said that was important is that be the best version of yourself. You know, because like I said, my problem with the video is that he was coming at him based upon what he's doing and what's working for him. His best version may not equal to what you know, what you think is the best version of what a man should be doing. All of us have different missions. All of us have different experiences. All of us have different skill sets. So your results may be different from his results. So with you capping it off with be the best version of yourself, that's all this is about, you know, being the best version of yourself. Whatever that yields you, you live with that. You live with that.
Mistaken. You want to say something?
One of the things that came to mind is everyone's purpose doesn't equate to profit. And a lot of times I guess the question is he living in his purpose? And if he is, then who are we to judge what that is? You know what I'm saying? I had read something about like MLK, who he was living in his purpose, but based on, I think they said that he was making $8,000 a year as a pastor, right? Which would equate which would equate to about 58,000, you know, today. So he wasn't making a whole lot of bread. But the question was he living in his purpose? Yes. And I think a lot of times we say, oh, look for a man that's living in his purpose. You know, he should be doing X, Y, and Z. But what happens when that purpose doesn't mean profit? You understand what I'm saying? And so now, is he less than a man because what he's doing doesn't yield a whole lot of money? Right. So that was one of the things that popped in my head, because I look at men who may be in like a teacher, or in a social field, or in, you know, certain jobs that they just don't pay a lot. But if he's living in his purpose, then I think that's where the focus needs to be. And then also, in terms of looking at cost of living, the cost of living for everywhere is not the same, right? And so when we say $14 an hour, that's no bread. It depends on your location. So in Georgia, depending on what you do and where you live, the bread is there. You can make a lot of money, but their minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So he's actually, you know, living above what the minimum wage is. So depending on where he's at, he may be doing pretty decent with his income plus whatever his wife is doing. And now, does that mean that he shouldn't work harder in terms of areas in his life? Well, if his goal is to be able to have time with his family, to be able to be home and put his family as priority. Now, the growth that he's doing, or the things that he invested in himself, may be things like, how can I be a better dad? Let me be home and be an example by showing my son how to do X, Y, and Z. Teaching my daughter how to do, you know, these things as a woman in relation to how she should be treating a man. You know, all of these things that guys on this, you know, channel say that they want a woman to do, and a father needs to be in a home to do it. If he's there doing those things, then I think he is doing the work. Now, the flip side is if he's just like, I don't want to put in any more hours, I don't want to work, and he's complacent, that's totally different. Totally different. But if he is content with where he's at now, with goals, which he said he is still working harder, he's still trying to achieve, which he said that, then I think that he's walking in his purpose. His purpose may yield profit, but it may not. But we shouldn't go in it thinking that every time somebody's living in their purpose, then they need to profit off of it. You have Gandhi, you have Mother Teresa, you have all of these examples of people living in their purpose who did not make money. So, I mean, again, that's where I'm at. I think we put so much emphasis on the money and not the focus on the person's purpose or what they're here to do. That's just my opinion.
You muted, JR.
I was saying, go ahead, quick. I said the floor is open up, so if you guys want to, when somebody finish, if you want to respond and chime in, then feel free. Go ahead, quick.
With all due respect, mistaken, those people recognized a talent and a purpose during social times and social struggles that were important for society and our people and whomever's people they were there to protect, sent by God, and did their thing, right? This brother is sitting on a man's couch, going back and forth with him. I'm not saying he doesn't have a purpose. I feel like every human being on this planet has purpose. Maybe his purpose was to show people how a $14 an hour household works in 2023. I don't know. But as far as when it goes to purpose, I mean, he wasn't acting like a man with purpose. He wasn't, because he wasn't even open enough to listen. I mean, my dad was in the military. He was a Marine. And he had the worst ways of saying things sometimes. And I was his athlete. He was my coach. So imagine a Marine drill sergeant being your coach. But what I had to learn as an athlete and a daughter was, first of all, to separate coach from dad, and then to separate things that I didn't want to hear from things that I needed to hear. He did none of that. So whether his purpose was to sit up there and act like a female, or his purpose was to prove his point about $14 an hour, he did himself a disjustice doing it on camera. And that's just how I feel about it. Because there was a lot better ways. When it threw me when he was asked about the chicken and the Chinese food. He said, no, I don't like either one. Sir, stop playing with this man time. Could he have come better with the delivery? Yes. Was the information valuable to a man that he claimed to be young, but he talking about Minister Society like Hank said? It was very valuable information, and it wasn't incorrect. He could have said it a different way. If the guy is okay with making $14 an hour, I don't see a growth mindset there or a purpose-driven person there.
Well, when the guy specifically
I got
asked,
2 points.
is he working? Is he doing stuff to improve his situation or whatever? I can't remember exactly what words he said.
Is he taking steps
His response was, yes, I am. And then he said, okay, well, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other dudes. So in that regard, because what he's doing and what he's working towards hasn't equated to the level of profit that the guy he's talking to is, doesn't mean that he's ever, whatever his working towards or whatever his profit may never yield what that other guy is doing.
No,
if it's making more than what he's doing now, then
yeah, no, I don't compare lives. But what I'm saying is, even after he said, oh, I'm not talking to you, he still was in an argumentative state. If you want to run that back, JR, he was like, well, you just said that. Da, 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 da. He still had an attitude. Even though the man was like, oh, well, I ain't talking to you then. I'm talking to the dudes that are settling and not looking for growth. Even after that man said that, he was still argumentative and still just caught up in his feelings about the whole conversation. And the guy was like, oh, well, I'm not talking to you then. And he was like, well, yes, you are. Da 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 da. It was very, very
Yeah.
10th grade
Okay.
girls locker room ish to me. And that's just how I feel about it. I'm sorry. Growth,
Jay, I want to
you have to have
Jay,
growth characteristics. He ain't got them. Y'all can say what y'all want about it, but he don't have growth characteristics. He just doesn't.
I get what you're saying, mistaken, as far as being dependent on the bracket and where you live and what's affordable. Because some people, and I want to just kind of take it back. And I know you speaking on your granddad. A lot of things when how I grew up. I grew up like my grandma. She was cleaning houses, and my granddad laid bricks up until the age of 80. I used to think he was the strongest man in the world. So a lot of times in that household it was struggles, even growing up with I lived with my mom, but I grew up mostly with my grandparents, and just seeing the struggle made me appreciate a lot. My mom, she worked 2 jobs, and I'm looking at my granddad, going back to my grandparents. They worked hard. They was hard workers as well. So view those children in that household, looking at him, they may view him as, oh, well, my dad, he's working, and I don't know, not as far as working hard, but I'm just going back as far as that simple lifestyle, of living, and coming back to right now in 2023, it depends on where they are, what level they are right now in life financially. So those children in that household may view their dad as he's always there for them, and he works and provides. Maybe that's how their household is and how they view their dad. You get what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense, y'all. You feel me?
I want to make 2 points. So Jr. Who else? I guess Hank. Let's say you and I on the same level. I guess same level of life. Let's say, well, no, you make more money than me. Same age, you make more money than me. You trying to give me game. You come at me. I come at you sideways. Let's actually reverse it. I make more money than you. I come at you with some helpful information, but I'll come at you sideways. Disrespectful tone, disrespectful actions. How do you respond to that?
Well, to me, it depends on what you consider disrespect. Because what you consider disrespect, I may not. So if he came at me like, so
okay. So do I ask the question? The way I ask the question though is disrespect how you perceive it?
Okay. All right. So first things first, like I taught my son, cipher out the bullshit. So if you cussing at me, I consider that disrespectful. Now, if you come me cussing at me, Hink, what the fuck are you doing? What's your dumb ass? Okay. I'm gonna be pissed off, but I'm also hear what the message is you got to say about it. And I'm gonna accept the message and cipher through the bullshit. But then I'm gonna correct you, John the Baptist.
Thank you, Hank.
You ain't got to disrespect me by cussing at me, man. You can still get your point across by not cursing at me. I appreciate that, my brother.
So now if I keep disrespecting you, at some point you gonna respond to that, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk away.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
I told you what I expected. What I I don't appreciate that disrespect. So now I got to take myself out of the equation before he goes all the way left.
Yeah, so that's the point. The point I'm making is with that one thing I want to make is that disrespect thing. You got to find a bit. It's not only care how you say it, just that when you say whatever you're going to say, remember somebody else got a response to it. So when a man talking to another man, be careful how you say what you're going to say, because you can say how you want. You can say it how you want to say it, but just remember, you can control your action, but you can't control mine. So you need to tread lightly. I don't care what message you deliver, who you delivering it to. Just remember, you're talking to another man. Second point I want to make is this. They both talked about, in that last clip that he played, they talked about percentage of pay for the family. If he pays 50-50, or if it's 70-30 or 30-70. This is what I mean when I always say that most people don't understand what the role of a man is and what the role of a woman is. I don't care if that man's paying 30%. and she's paying 70%. It does not change what the role of a man is, what the role of a woman is. He's still the leader. He's still the provider. He's still the protector, regardless how much money he makes. And if you don't see him as a provider, protector, leader, because of the money he makes, then you picked the wrong guy. But it doesn't change who he is, whether you're happy with him or not happy with him. When you choose to get with a man, you're saying this man is my provider, my protector, my leader, and whatever I bring to the marriage, I'm bringing it landed at his feet. It belongs to him. If you can't say that, then don't marry that man, because what you're going to end up doing is giving a man a hard time. And so when that guy was talking about, well, I'm still a man at 30% or whatever, I don't disagree with that, because my role does not change. If I pay 80% of the bills, 100% of the bills, my role does not change. If I pay 20%, it does not change. I'm still the man.
I have a question to
Yes, ma'am.
I guess the guys or everybody on the panel or whoever. Is this any different from a woman saying that she wants a man that owns the bus instead of driving the bus?
It's a big difference. Because
the reason I
go ahead.
ask is because I hear I see in the chat and I hear some of the guys, on a panel championing the fact that, oh, you got to dig through the BS and see what he's saying. So not just the guys, but some people on the channel saying, he's saying work, strive to work harder to make more money. These are the things that you need to do as a man, right? That's the messaging that we're getting, but it's coming from a man. But when I can't remember her name, who was when that was that big thing about she's saying, no, I wouldn't date a bus driver. I would want somebody that owns the bus. To me, that's the same messaging just coming from a woman. Like the rich guy is telling him, you're not doing enough. You need to do more. You need to strive for more. You shouldn't be complacent with where you're at right now. In that other situation, she's saying the same thing. No, I don't want the bus driver. I want the guy who was striving for more to own the buses. That is the same mindset, but we critiqued from the person who it was coming from in that scenario when this guy is saying the same thing.
No, there's a difference.
It's a big difference.
Okay, go ahead and justify that.
Okay.
Let me hear it.
The difference is she doesn't want to grow with the man. She doesn't want to strive with the man. So if the man sits there saying, I'm making $14 now, but I have a plan. Did you notice when he said he had a plan? Then the dude kind of backed off. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not talking to you, brother. I'm talking to the other brothers who don't have a plan, who don't. She's not even trying to get with the man, even though he has a plan. I don't want that dude at all. I don't have nothing to do with a bus driver. Now, he may be doing a driver now, but planning on owning the bus company in the near future. She doesn't care. Right now, currently where you sit, you're just a bus driver. That's the difference.
And then the lawyer TV character that said that. So this where the confusion when it comes to relationships in this day and time that we live in now. Which it'll never get back to that, but I understand what we're dealing with is that she thinks that because she makes the money, that makes her more in charge than the bus driver. She's telling right on the back she cannot respect that bus driver. If she was married to that bus driver, she would disrespect him all the way through the marriage, not realizing that bus driver is going to provide vision for the kids, discipline for the kids, protection for her. He's going to provide so much more than just money. But all she's looking at is the money and thinking that he's beneath her, not realizing everything that intrinsically attached to that man.
But that's what the guy in the video said.
But the guy in the video is. I'm sorry, because go ahead, mistake. I'm sorry.
The guy in the video specifically said that if you're not making enough money, your woman won't respect you. Your wife won't respect you. You need to make a lot of, way more money than what you're doing for her to garner the respect.
So mistaken. Hold on.
Hink also said that if I got to work 2-3 jobs so I can pay 100% of the bills, then you have no say so in anything that I do. So listening to those narratives we are reinforcing the idea. I'm not saying you specifically, John the Baptist, but I'm saying as a society as a whole, we are reinforcing that idea that you are the man based on how much you make, right?
I get you. Yeah.
Both of those examples, with Hank saying I'm making 100%, you got no say so. So that's letting a woman, like I said, you're creating an environment where a woman is saying, you know what, I'm gonna make more because I want to be able to have some say so, right?
So
you're
this is
creating an environment where that competition comes in, because if I don't make enough, then it's saying that I don't have any say so. Then the other situation is if the man don't make enough, then he's not a man. You know what I'm saying? So we keep
I got you. I got you.
Manhood equating to money and respect.
I got you. So this hold on, hold on one second. I'll let you right after this. This is
real quick. We're gonna get his response, and then we're gonna go to the new panelists. I want to get Chaotic and Ikane in there.
All right, 10-4, go ahead, man.
No. You finish what you was about to say, and then we're gonna go to
Okay, I got you. So, mistaken. This is the point. This is where it's like that guy in the tracksuit that made that comment, or whether it's Ebony K. What we got to get to point is men have to understand that manhood is not negotiable. It's not negotiable. It's I'm the man no matter if I walk if I walk down the street with you in this relationship, in that walking down the street with you, I know you're married, I'm not trying to disrespect your husband. In that walking down the street, I'm the man. It's not negotiable. When he come to paying the bills and it's 20% come out of my paycheck and 80 come out of yours, it's not negotiable who the man is. And I think that's the problem. We negotiate too much. And I'll start there because I know other people want to get in.
I agree with you on that.
I'm sorry.
Chaotic, you've been in the back.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, brother?
I'm all right, man.
What do you have to add to this lively discussion, man?
I didn't see that you guys were live, but and I'm probably not really up to speed on what you're talking about, but you're talking about dynamics within a relationship in a household, correct? Or what are you talking about?
Basically, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, as I stated before, and again, I didn't see the video earlier. My mistake. I mean, my fault. But as I stated before, if you are not providing as a man for the entire household, unfortunately, your wife or significant other, you've placed her in a position sort of as your equal for her to make decisions. All of that, and no disrespect to you, John the Baptist, all of that, I'm still the man stuff kind of goes out the window. And it's a crazy dynamic. It's a
you're right.
Weird dynamic. It would work in ancient times if we were hunters and gatherers. Oh yeah, you're still the man because obviously your brute strength says that. But now, if a woman can make 40% and you're making 60%, are you really still the master and commander of your household? If you're relying on your wife to bring in 40%, it's crazy to me. It's really crazy, man. I know coming from me, it sounds this way because I know a lot of people have heard me before, but I really believe that. I really believe if you're not really providing for 100%, then no, you really aren't really the man of the household, in my opinion, though. Not the way that you think that you are, in my opinion. You're still a man, but you can't really put your foot down and ask her to shut her mouth and wash the dishes if she's bringing in 47% and you're bringing in, help me up with my math here, 53%. Yeah, I'm just playing 53%. Yeah.
I think that's an age.
This is what I'm going to say, right? It all comes down to upbringing. It comes down to upbringing because if you have a girl that is born into a household where there is no traditional structure, she's not going to buy that. She's not going to go along with that. She's not even going to do that. That's the thing. But if you have a girl that is born in a household of structure, I'll give you an example. Like my wife, right? There was a time when she was bringing almost 70%. And she still came home and cooked without complaining, washed the plate without complaining. And I still went out there and hustled. I was never at home. I was still hustling. but she never complained for one day. But I've dated girls that will bring in 10% and act like they're bringing in 90%. So it comes down to upbringing. In the absence of culture, men make rules. For the guy that said that if a man is not any way more in the household, and for that reason, he shouldn't be respected as a man, it comes down to his upbringing. Because if he was brought up into a household of tradition, guess what? He would have known that no matter how much I make, I'm not supposed to be measured by my financial pros. I can still do a lot of things. I can still move that furniture. I can still set up those cabinets. I can still tilt the land. I can still protect the house. I can still be the last person going to sleep. So it comes down to upbringing, because some of these girls today, some of them came out from a household with no structure at all. So what do you expect from them? You're not going to expect much because they never had much. So if you from a household where your mom is saying that men ain't shit, you're going to grow up like men ain't shit. If you're from a household where your mom says that if he's not giving 100%, he's not going to be here, that's the same mindset you're going to have. We are a product of our parent. That's what we are. We are a product of our parent, because if our parent raised us to understand that in a family, it's not about you or him, it's about the children. It's about those kids. It's about their upbringing, them being into a parent household where there is structure. That's the sacrifice you're going to make for 20 to 35 years of your life, depending on how many kids you have. But when you are thinking about, the next fun, the next vacation, the next bling or whatever, your life is toast.
Trey, what's going on, Trey?
What's going on, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
I'm a little bit confused. The guy that wasn't wearing a tracksuit, he was 25. Is that correct? How old was
He
he?
looked 40. I'm not sure. He looked.
We don't know nobody's age. We don't know
his age.
Nobody does.
Well, I'll say this. I think our community has an issue with this idea of how much money you should have by a certain time. All statistics have shown that men really don't hit your financial stride until your mid-30s to early 40s. The majority of the millionaires that are men are between the ages of 50 and 80. So if he is nowhere near those ages, I'm not quite completely sure where he's supposed to be. And I do agree with John the Baptist. I don't see how the amount of money you make has any bearing on your role and responsibility within the household. We are in a different time. This is not 1923. Feminism has played a role in households. Women are working, and in some cities, like where I'm at in DC, women are making more money than men. And it is a real thing. This is not a joke. And in a lot of these cities, women are out earning men. So the question is have the roles changed? I think a lot of people want to continue with this sort of traditional mindset, but we're no longer traditional. Those days are over. We're past those days. The traditional ideas are gone. You have women that are literally raising households on their own. I know I'm a product of one. They're doing it on their own. Whereas when you can go back maybe 60, 70, 80 years ago, you more than likely had both parents in the home. It's a different time. Me personally, I don't like the provider idea. I think it's played out. I think in today's time, with the inflation, cost of living, both adults, any able-bodied adult in the home needs to be working. Everybody, if you are capable of working, you need to get up and go get a job and bring something into the home. And what I've noticed is that this is something that other cultures understand. If you can work, everybody in that household is working. And everybody's contributing, especially the Hispanics that in the neighborhood I live in. They all are working. They may all have the same job at the same place at the car wash. They all are working. So I'm not quite sure what the guy with the tracksuit is trying to get across to him. I think he has a traditional mindset, and I think a lot of guys are trying to put a traditional mindset in 2023 when it doesn't fit anymore.
I think the only issue
still work, but he just can't afford to do it. His broke ass just can't afford to do it. And either one or two things. If that's what he wants, he's got to work and get his money up to do it. But if not, then keep doing what he's doing. But look, again, I'm all about one pie. That's just my mindset. That's just how I preach. That's how I push out there. That's how I roll. I'm gonna continue to push that one pie. It's not gonna be her money, my money. It's our money. If I'm married to you, we're together. I mean, it is what it is. But I don't 50-50. No, I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna bring it together. We're gonna come together. We come together on marriage. We come together financially. We're gonna come together on anything else. But at the end of the day, there's gender roles. I got the last say, so I'm gonna make the last decision. I'm gonna take an L on the decision. I'm gonna take the win on the decision, just like a goddamn quarterback.
And I do agree that a man should still be a man, depending on, in spite of the finances. I think they should still carry that same job. But like I was saying earlier, I think you have fantasy given reality. You have fantasy giving advice to reality, because I'm sure you've seen a lot of propaganda. Oh, girl, if he ain't bringing in this, you need to tell him to take some of that bass out of his voice, shit like that creates a culture of people that are carrying that attitude. You know what I mean? So when you have that, that's why you have to live offline. I mean, online is, it's a guilty pleasure. You you laugh it. But if you're not smart enough to discern that that's not reality and that circumstances are nuanced, and what works in your home might not work in my home, and what your ceiling is might be my bottom, and what my bottom is might be somebody else's ceiling. Everything is nuanced. You know what I'm saying? No one thing is the same in any household, any circumstance. So you have to be able to identify that. But if you're taking your information from a place that's saying it's black and white, he needs to be making this, or he's not a man, what are we talking about?
But Jay, last week I said it last week. We're gonna decipher those friends. If those friends are not marriage minded and not gonna be a benefit to us, then they're a deficit to us, and they're costing us money, time, and energy. And we're not trying to invest in those type friends. They need to be cut off like a bad root. They not growing fruit. Let them go, man. Cut them heifers loose, or cut them dudes loose, whoever the case may be. If you're not a benefit to me and my household, I don't need you around.
Look at it this way. We make a big mistake when it comes to relationship. That is why I tell people all the time, don't put having sex with a woman as the first thing if you're really interested in marrying a woman. Forget about that. Focus on her attitude, her culture, her family culture. Because the reason why is this. If somebody has to base your manhood based on your financial provision, that is very dangerous. Girls don't understand this. The reason why most women think, or most family think, that a man's financial measurement is the qualification of him being a man is because they think that there is something called police or law enforcement. That's why they think like that. But police or law enforcement is only there to react to a physical threat, which means there has been a problem for them to show up. But your man in the house actually is somebody that prevents a physical threat. Police only comes there when there is a physical threat, or the threat has already taken place, or you become a victim. But having a man, which is what every woman should first think before they marry, I need a man that will protect me. Meaning that it doesn't matter how much he makes, but it has to be in this house to protect, to project force, to stop things from happening, to protect me and my children. You see what I'm saying? Because if you understand that a man being in your house is the greatest thing you can wish for, then money comes secondary. Because a lot of people in this country are getting away with so much because this country has provided us security. But you keep forgetting that the security is only when crime has taken place, not to prevent crime from happening. Because somebody wants to commit crime against you, is going to commit it and run away before law enforcement shows up. But a man being in your house prevents that crime from taking place at the first place.
I'm sorry. I gotta cut in here. I spent years in law enforcement, both federally and locally. That's not true. I went to a bunch of calls, and there was a man in the home. He was there. I've worked carjackings. I have worked assaults, and there were men right there. So that's not a true statement. I've worked burglaries. The man was in the home, and they still got out with everything.
No, I mean,
Trey, I'm sorry. Let me say something, Trey. If you have two households, and there is a criminal approaching those two households, and one of those households, a criminal knows that there is a man inside, and the other household, a criminal knows there is no man inside. Which of those households do you know that the criminal will approach or burglarize first?
Because that's a common misconception, and that is a fallacy. The thought process that because a man is in the home, they won't enter the home. You have to understand that these criminals today, and I don't want to derail the conversation, but they're not coming into these homes empty-handed. They have something for the people in the house. It depends on what's in the house and what it actually is that they want to get out of that home. If you have $1 million in cash in a safe, that man is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. They coming in that house. I'm telling you, that I've worked these cases. I've investigated these cases. The man being in the home is irrelevant. They don't care.
That is different because there is a point of attraction. There is a baking in that house. The baking is that there is something of substance that they're coming there to obtain, right? So they're not, because criminals are narcissists.
Hey,
with all due respect, I've worked in investigations.
Let's try to stay on point, man. God damn this criminal shit. What the fuck, man?
All right, Enter the Black Dragon. What's good, man? How you doing today?
What's up? Can everybody hear me okay? I've been having some mics. All right. So I finally got the in there. There was a character limit. So anyway, just to bring it back to the relevant conversation, I saw the video that you guys were playing earlier, and I'm trying to be as quick as possible. I just think that like what you guys were mentioning earlier, the information came across as condescending, and it came across as, you know, me being up here and you being down here means I get to tell you, you don't get to tell me. The conversation's one way. I have success or money, therefore I get to disperse information that you need to receive. The information that you're trying to tell me about your current situation, therefore, is just nothing but excuses and lackadaisical behavior at your age or at your status, versus understanding that during a man's growth period, you're not supposed to have it all. You're all figured out. No one has it all figured out. Even the person or the man who has grown up with his parents, who's been pushed to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, they may have the parents may have a goal and dream set for them, but it doesn't always turn out that way. Each man finds his own purpose in a lifetime. It doesn't take 10, 20 years. It can take longer than that, depending on whether or not you discover your own talents and your own capabilities of what you can do. But when you find your purpose and you're able to apply your talents and your skills to a career or a behavior, the money comes automatically. When you're good at something, the money does come. But the problem that I see here in society, and you know, mostly in the West, that we don't see much of everywhere else, is the dollar value. Like, the dollar value kind of defines your manhood. Like, I don't see that that burden placed on women. It don't matter what kind of dollar you have, you're still a woman. There are no conditions to whether you're a woman. There's no dollar, no beauty standard. There is no standard to which you are a woman. You can be born and exist in a world where you medically cannot have a child, but you're still a woman. We don't put conditions on womanhood. There is no dollar amount, no environment, no conditions to where we recognize you and your full womanness. I don't understand, except for feminism and misandry, that says you're not a man unless you're up here or way up here or way up here or way up there. So a billionaire can tell a millionaire he ain't nothing. A millionaire can tell someone who making six figures he ain't nothing. A dude who got six figures can tell someone working at McDonald's he ain't nothing. So and the problem is, like, women are, this is what I'm hearing from women, a complete gender that gets to, at every step of level of success that we may obtain, we still ain't nothing. So that, I see that as a big problem in the relationship dynamic today. And that's why, why am I going to work my tail off and to all of a sudden meet up with a woman that still says that I ain't nothing during any argument? That's well, I'll kind of land it there.
All right, Joe.
Cookie. Oh.
All right. Go ahead, Cookie. Yeah, go ahead, Cookie. And I got a meeting I got to get to. So
Okay.
Cookie,
I agree with everything. Not everything. Most of what you said. Enter the Black Dragon reminds me of Drew Hill, showing my age. But for you to sit up in here and say there's no standards for women, that's full cap. There is definitely a beauty standard for women that want certain types of lifestyles. There's even a weight standard for women. I'm worked out to go to the gym as soon as we get done. So no, there's different standards to be identified. They call Serena Williams a man because she was too buff. So yeah, absolutely, there's standards for women. Are they different and they're more physical? That's not our fault. Men are visual creatures, but there's definitely standards for us. I don't agree with the fact that there's standards for being identified as a real woman or a real man, especially when it comes to finances. But there's definitely not a struggle, not for me, but there's definitely a struggle out here for some women that are not married yet, who are overweight, who would be considered like a three in the face. So please stop. Spare me with the women get away with everything. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't. The fact that money is a big thing for men, yeah, I feel like y'all let that happen by marrying money hungry women. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Be the villain today. Sorry, Jr. Y'all need to vet better and quit getting money hungry females and and find somebody that will grow with you and accept you when you want to try out for the G League or while you was making your $15 an hour. And when you get to the point where you want to be, stop acting like brand new and doing crazy things and losing the woman that you had while you was broke. How about that? That's my message for today. So I think everybody can be wrong in this situation. I feel like, oh boy, wasn't trying to hear nothing like Hink said because he was broke. He didn't want to hear Jack. I feel like women have beauty standards that men absolutely stick to. Men are not going to wife up and pay, Kamara, 100% for a busted female, and a female that is a 7 and above is just not gonna get with a dude that's making $15 an hour. And if we start being more realistic with each other, that's what'll happen. You know what I'm saying? There'll be more unity. But as far as should it be that way? Absolutely not. Is it that way? Yes. Should women want to be there for their husbands and help financially, no matter what? Yes. Do they? No. Why? I haven't figured that out yet. I just know I wasn't raised that way. I had a two-parent home. My parents loved each other for years until my daddy passed away 18 months ago. And my mom worked when she got ready to. And it was only because she wanted something my dad just refused to buy her. So other than that, I think it's all cap. Dude was upset because he was broke. The other guy came to him a little rough, but anything he said, I'm gonna wrap it up, was definitely gonna be over his head because he was already mad when he pulled up to the mansion.
All right, we got to have you lead the show tonight, then, country. John the Baptist, $5 says conversation is showing how women do not understand what a man is, and therefore they can't know what his role is. Salute to dedicated to my children's future, gifted one Lapeef Network membership, dedicated to my children's future. $5 says salute to the chat and the panel. Sunday energy, hoping all have had fun or relaxing weekend or even both. 2 more years till Western civilization collapsed. $10. Men are not allowed to lead. The laws are against men. Feminism created a 2-income household, plus the women control the household. Most of the men are one yes ma'am away from losing everything in divorce. And lastly, Harrison, 199 says salute. Want to thank everybody that's contributed to the platform. Somebody dropped Precious. Today is her birthday, so drop her Cash App again in the chat and make sure you guys show her some love. Happy birthday, Precious. Make sure you guys support everybody that's on the panel. Check the IGs out, YouTube pages, all that good stuff. Let's make sure we support each other. Great show. I appreciate everybody sticking around, even the people that have joined the stream. I might live stream tonight. I don't know. I might just
let's go, baby. We got it.
Do it.
I think y'all know this topic.
I'm gonna something else different. We'll see how the day unfolds. So with that being said, hit the like button. Also make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for the constant support. Again, hit that Cash App for Precious, and we out, y'all.
They keep calling my phone. No, they catching on the bus. I got it out of the bus, but I'm gonna go all the way up. Bad girl from the store. She's taking me out of the world, so I'm gonna go wave. Nice guy with a cold shoulder. You be cool, but I don't know you. Wrote a flower and I'm off the potion. Give me superpowers that I won't stop. To the bank, roll on Supermassive. Big bank for the space chatter. Way up in the squad NASA. Couple filled with the dark magic. Subtle flex when I run a race. Tell these rap niggas eat my dust. Lil Batty after cellular. Talking life and I would set it up. I'm a sharpshooter, yeah, Will Smith. Call me Prince Park, let me freshen up. Bay boy on a level up. Way up, get a nebulous. I'm never copping a chain. Cause I see it all through the frames, and I leave it all on the pages, feeling like they want me locked in a cage. They want it all in the fake shit, but I'ma go all the way A with it, cause I don't feel all the way safe here. Nah, spray the champagne, shower up in the air. Stunner goggles, what the fuck is the fruit? Untamed, and she wide off the goose. Ghost ride, bitch, I come through the roof. Fuck 12, cause they all on my tail. Hella wild, and I break all the rules. Chill, bro, you out of line. Yeah, I know it's a mood. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud. But I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the shore. She taking me out of this world, bitch. I'ma go all the way. Baby spinning, got the baby spinning. I'm a Ravens with it, going crazy with it. Got the phrase jumping up the pools, gifted, got the wave fishing, got the labels tripping, got the crap booming, jumping off the speakers. Drip on me, jumping off the engine. Gold wristed, couldn't find me shit, bitch. No, bottle fisted. Cooking the bars, turn a lab into a living kitchen. Niggas grimace when I water with it. Subtle flexing, live a candid image. Come from pushing in the S type with no license, gas load, the windows tinted. Still cut the steamy with the zoom on your little vision. Nah, we are not the same. We got different lenses. No one snapping like we something real vivid. Keep it realistic. Fuck the splitter with my day ones. Got the label making bank runs, cause a train of thought like a parade, huh? I'm the type to get a late start. You the type to be afraid, huh? I'm the type to never have things. You the type to have it made, huh? Yeah, wave. And I keep fuel to the flame, huh? How they got me going this hard? Really, I'm the type to never say much. Vice grip, got the game clutch. Every song make the stage rush. I always said making money might change things, but never let it make us. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep calling my phone. They catching on to the bus. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the shore. She taking me out of this world, bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the bus. I got it out of the mud. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the bus. I got it out of the mud. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. Young nigga with a dream, hold it down for my team. I'm afraid of how I'm feeling. I get high in the ceiling. I'm feeling high in the ceiling. I've been living like on pass rules in this rap. To living like I'm finished. Wait. Bitch, I'ma go all the way. Wait.